What's up, guys? Sorry for the wait. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. All right. Yeah, just doing a quick sound test. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Hopefully you guys are doing well, man. We are less than 24 hours away from the PlayStation 5 Pro, man. Shouts to the members as well. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys. And we did an early morning stream today, and yeah, it was really good. I wanted to kind of get a gauge of what you guys would want to see on the PS5 Pro day one, and I'm happy to report that we have about 13, no, not 13. I keep saying 13. I don't know what's up with that number today, but we have about almost 17 games installed and ready to go for the PlayStation 5 Pro. I also have 3 games that I will be installing after the stream, because I stayed up late last night like a crazy man, and I stayed up late last night like a crazy man and just installing games. I already had a additional SSD, so basically what I've done is put on the heatsink. The heatsink came in from Amazon last night, so I just installed the heatsink on it, and then I basically put it into the PS5 and then started installing all the games and such. And yeah, so we're about 18 games now. Plus I had to buy 2 more games last night. I had to get Alan Wake 2, and Dragon's Dogma 2 was on sale. And I told you guys that I wasn't going to buy the game when it first came out because the 30 FPS performance, it was just not very good. I mean, obviously they updated it now for the Pro, and it's running even better on the Pro. It also looks good on the base PS5, but it's running even better on the Pro. So that's good enough for me. So I think the game was like $39 or something like that on the PS Store. And man, they actually, Sony, I think you guys were telling me about this, where they actually updated the PS Store with PS5 Pro, with a PS5 Pro section. So it has all of the PS5 Pro games there, which I think is really cool. really cool, right? So I was like, oh man, this is awesome. So I was just kind of going down the list, and then I was writing on my notepad like, okay, we got this game, we got that game. Come on, Marlon, keep installing, bro. Keep installing, keep working. So I got all the games ready for you guys. So I think what we're gonna do, based on popular demand from the Discord this morning and also from the member stream this morning, you guys said Alan Wake 2. Yes. So Alan Wake 2 will be the first game. And then obviously we have Hogwarts that we have to install today. Resident Evil 4, which you have to install today. And a lot of people have been requesting Last of Us Part 1. So Last of Us Part 1 remake. I know this is going to look insane on the Pro, because this already looks insane on the base PS5 and it looks insane on PC. So needless to say, Last of Us Part 1 remake, we'll be taking a look at that. And then Last of Us Part 2, Sony sent me Last of Us Part 2 for review. So so that's digitally. So a lot of the games that I've received digitally for review is already on the PS5, ready to go. So on the SSD, ready to go. So I have everything ready and lined up. So I just got to set everything up tomorrow. Tomorrow's plans are, I canceled my order. I was telling the members I had to cancel my order through PlayStation because it was still saying order receive, as of like a couple days ago. And I was like, you know what? Let me just go through Best Buy because I have the Best Buy Total Tech membership. And so I went on ahead and went through Best Buy. So tomorrow in the AM, I'll be at Best Buy's front door picking up my Pro. Some people said for me to record myself going to go pick it up. We'll see if I can actually do that and edit it in time. But picking up the Pro in the morning, unboxing the Pro, I'll have a video, me installing the SSD, showing you the games, everything running. I got you guys covered. And then we're going to go live after the video. And then we're going to unbox it again for the everybody live so they can see it and what my impressions are about the PS5 Pro. Then we're going to go into it side by side comparisons, baby. We're going to have labels that are going to be up. Then, this side is for PS5 Pro. This side is for the base PS5. I have Alan Wake 2 on the Xbox Series X. So, because my wife gave me money to buy it was a Christmas present, last Christmas. And she was like, hey, what do you want? And I was like, man, I want Alan Wake 2. And so I had ended up getting it on Series X because the Series X version was better for Alan Wake 2 than the base PS5. So I went on ahead and got it for Series X. So I didn't own it on PS5. So I went on ahead and got it. But needless to say, stay tuned, man. Holy cow. Let me put on all them games because I'm tired of holding games. Holy cow, guys. The reviews for the PS5 Pro is out. Listen, man. Listen. I see some people are having mixed feelings. Some people are like, yeah, I'm going to wait on the PS5 Pro because of some of these reviews. And you know what? That's completely fine. I've already said a long time ago that I'm not going to follow reviews. Like, I don't make my purchase decisions off of reviews. I go off of my own merit. I go off of my own mind. So, hey, if I like it, I like it. You know what I mean? Like, everybody else have their own opinion, their professional opinion. That's completely fine. A lot of the reviews that I've seen are pretty positive in regards to the Pro. And holy freaking smokes. I know that this is a car game, bro, but God have mercy. PS5 Pro, the next topic, after we go over the reviews, the next topic, GT7 is running on the PlayStation 5 Pro at 4K 120 natively. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I told you guys specifically that the job of the Pro is to get you 4K, whether it's upscale 4K or native 4K, whatever the case may be, at 60 frames per second. And some of these reviews are saying if you want a machine, if you want a console that's going to give you 4K like image or 4K 60, the PS5 Pro is the best choice. And I told you guys, I said, this console is already running a lot of these games natively on the console with no patch, bro. GT7 is, hear me, turn me up wherever you are. You're on lunch break right now. You're at school right now. Well, turn the phone down. But hear me right now. GT7 is running natively on the PS5 Pro with no patch. I'm not kidding. 4K 120. That is insane. See, this is what I was trying to tell you guys, that this console is not for everybody. And I've seen that in the reviews that we're going to be going over here as well. This console is not for everybody. I've seen some people coming up with, oh, Alan Wake 2 is running on the PS5 Pro and it's the frame rate is dipping down below 60 FPS. See, you're paying $250 more for this? Yeah, Alan Wake 2, you don't understand. It's not even like it's dropping in the 40s. What you have to understand is Alan Wake 2 is a very freaking demanding game, which I've showed you guys this already. Running on freaking PC. Come on, why we overcomplicating things? Running on PC, the game is a friggin' beast, right? And with ray tracing and everything turned up, bro, you can barely get 60 FPS. You're nowhere close to 60 FPS on a freaking 4090 with pad tracing and ray tracing reconstruction on. With all those ray tracing capabilities on, and you're trying to play the game at ultra settings, you cannot get 60 frames per second. You got to sit here and turn down settings, turn on DLSS, which everybody is loving to hate upscaling now because upscaling, get upscaling out of here. Well, upscaling, You need that on PC, on the almighty PC. You need upscaling, buddy. So at the end of the day, I'm okay as long as I'm getting a sharper, more crisper, more in-depth, more realistic image quality, and it's getting me closer to 60. There's no complaining for me. There's no, as long as it ain't 30, bro, I don't give a doggone if it's 50, 55, and go back up to 60. That's okay. Within that 10 FPS range, I'm okay. Now, if it's dipping below 60, like say 40 or 35 or something, then or 30 FPS, then we can talk. But 50 ain't gonna hurt nothing. 55 ain't gonna hurt nothing. Stop. Like, it is what it is. Like, these people always try to bring down either someone from purchasing something or try to make things look bad. Like, these games are freaking demanding, bro. So 10 frames, 5 frames is not gonna break anything. Man, whatever. Listen, the people who are gonna buy the Pro is gonna buy the Pro. The people who are not gonna buy the Pro, regardless of reviews, regardless of side-by-side comparisons, they're not gonna buy it. You can't force nobody to do nothing they don't want to do. The evidence are out there now. Everybody and their mama knows. Listen, this is the reviews. This is all the cat's out the bag now. All the comparisons are out there. And if you're still not sold, then the PS5 Pro is not for you, and that's okay. Wait for the PlayStation 6, bro. You gonna be waiting for a while, and keep your base PS5. Most people who are looking at the Pro and saying, it ain't for me, guess what? They're happy with playing their third-party games at 30 frames per second. Those more demanding games at 30 frames. And if that's you that I'm talking about, that's cool. Play your games at 30 frames. You see what I'm saying? And locked at 30 frames. We showed y'all an example yesterday. Everybody was laughing at me yesterday at talking about Empire of Ants. Oh, man, get that indie garbage out of here. Honestly, y'all got to show indie games some love sometimes. And what I'm saying is it's an Unreal Engine 5 game, right? And it's showing, it's living proof that Unreal Engine 5 games have potential on the PS5 Pro. That's the reason why I showed you the Empire of Ants game and the fact that it's doubling the freaking frames. Come on, y'all know this. I showed y'all this yesterday. The thing is running at 4K 60. It's at 4K 30 on PS5 and Series X. I'm just saying, if you like Pikmin, because it kind of reminds me of Pikmin from Nintendo. You see what I'm saying? It has that Pikmin type of gameplay style. It's not for everybody. Grounded is not for everybody. That game ain't for me. But what I'm saying is, from an engine standpoint, it's running Unreal Engine 5. Plus, too, if you missed out on yesterday's stream, we did cover the fact that the PS5 Pro is running even PS5 games without a patch. Without a patch. And there are improvements. Am I saying that there's huge improvements on every single game? No, that's a lie. But there are noticeable improvements. Whether it's sharper image, more frame rate. Look at Spider-Man 2. We're going to get into all that. Y'all, we're going to take a look at these reviews, bro. Also, there's a new, well, in the sense of, for PS5 Pro, not in the sense of a new game in terms of to everybody. It's an older game, but it's updated for PS5 Pro, and it has the 8K on it. One of the things that the reviewers did talk about, guys, is that you have to have a display. You have to have either a monitor or a TV to take advantage of the Pro. A lot of you dudes have been asking me questions regarding PS5 Pro compatible TVs. I've done my job of giving you guys recommendation. I even uploaded a video specifically for the TV that I will be using to demonstrate the PS5 Pro to you guys here on November 7th. I showed you guys that TV. I've reviewed that TV to you guys. It's on the channel. Just look it up, LGB4. That's the best budget OLED TV right now. If you have the money to go, like I've said before, over $1,000, because I've seen it in the reviews, you have to have a compatible display to go with the PS5 Pro in order to unlock the full capabilities of the Pro, or else it's just going to be like the PS5 Pro can't even get to shine. You see what I'm saying? So you need to make sure that you guys are buying the right displays to unlock the fullest potential. On top of that, there is a new PS5 Pro background. That's right. There is a new exclusive PS5 Pro background. Told you guys I would keep you up to date with everything regarding the PS5 Pro. Y'all think I was joking? Y'all think I was playing? Nah, bro. I'm not playing no games. Even though I play games for a living, but I'm not playing no games. I'm being for real. Okay. So, new exclusive PS5 Pro background, which we're going to be going over, which we're going to be discussing here today. We're going to go over all the reviews. Also, there's something else that I wanted to kind of cover is the SSD. So the SSD for the PS5 Pro, which is a nice addition, right? Because I felt like Sony kind of dropped the ball on the OG PS5, giving us a measly 825 or 860 something gigs of storage. Wasn't even a full terabyte. Then they actually fixed that with the Slim by giving us a terabyte. And moving over to the Pro, now we have a good solid 2 terabytes. So with turning on the PS5 Pro, you are left with 1.89 gigs. So that's almost 2 terabytes. That's more than good enough. That's way better than the PS5 Slim and way better than the OG PS5 in terms of storage. I know some of you guys are big ballers. Some of y'all are going with 8 terabyte storages. Some of you guys are going to be going with 4 terabyte, 2 terabyte. For me, if you guys asking what I'm going to be putting in my PS5 Pro, it's going to be 2 terabyte SSD. So I will be adding 2 additional storage. That's more. 4 terabyte is, hey, hello, more than good enough for me. You know what I mean? More than good enough for me to test all these games that I got for you guys. More than good enough for me for my day-to-day stuff, right? 4 terabyte is more than good. But hey, if you're balling like that and you want to swing that high to 8K, be my guest. Be my guest. If you got money for 8K TV, go for it, man. Go for it. Treat yourself. If you got money for 8 terabyte storage for your PS5 Pro, go for it. All right, go for it, man. Go enjoy life while you can. Go for it if you can. If you can't afford it, hey, settle for a 2 terabyte. You know what I mean? They're on sale on Amazon right now, $150. You know what I'm saying? 130, whatever. Go ahead and go get one. You know what I mean? And most of y'all probably already got y'all stuff right now. Also, make sure you guys vote up at the poll here. On top of that as well, I wanted to talk to you guys early this morning during the members club about y'all shipping. Some of y'all shared with me that Sony just gave y'all the updates now that your PS5 Pro is being shipped out. Happy for you. Some of y'all have told me I feel so bad because I wish I was rich so that I can bless each and every one of you guys in here right now with PS5 Pros. Believe me when I tell you, one of these days we're going to get rich to where we can just give away PS5s or give away PS6s. Hopefully by the time the PS6 comes out, your boy gets rich to the point where I can just give everybody away PS5 or PS6s at that point. But needless to say, some of y'all said that your Amazon, this is why I'm scared to order stuff on Amazon when it comes to pre-order. Some of y'all say y'all Amazon pre-order did not got updated yet. So make sure you guys check your emails right now because this is a very critical point. We're less than 24 hours away. At this point, you should have tracking information. You should have a specific or window in terms of your time. So it should be saying like from 10 to 1 or from 12 to 8 or 12 to 5. You should have like at least a 2, 3, 4, 5 hour window in between your delivery time. So check your emails right now. Funds should have already been removed from accounts and PS5 Pros should be arriving tomorrow, either early in the morning. Knowing FedEx and with all the traffic of PS5s that they have to deliver, we will see. But hopefully you guys get your PS5 Pros in time and there's no delays. Worst come to worst, you might have to wait till Friday or maybe early next week, but it is what it is. All right, so enough with the chit chat, man. Let's get right down to business. Right down to the business, okay? All right, so do me a favor, guys. If you're brand new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, man. Turn on that post notification bell. We live, man. This is it, y'all. This is what we've been working hard for. This is what we've been working very hard for. We're here.
PS5 Pro and Indigo controller coming tomorrow.
Hey,
thumbs up, thumbs up.
Hey. Listen, I wish Sony would have bundled the PS5 Pro with the DualSense Edge controller. I'm happy for you, my man. Andrew, let's get it popping. First donation of the show. God bless. So it seems as though that it's just a regular DualSense that Sony is bundling with the PS5 Pro. But if you're in the market, I'm not sponsored or anything like that. Well, they actually hooked us up with the controller, but I'm not getting paid for this. I'm just telling y'all from experience. This controller right here in my hand is probably one of the best controllers for the PlayStation 5 right now. You have Hall effect joysticks and stuff like that. I mean, it just feels really, really good. You have a drift fix right here that you can hook up a compatible, basically, what you call it again? It's a drift fix tool. I'm just gonna call it a drift fix tool. You can hook up to it. I can't think right now because I have so much stuff on my head. You can hook it up to it and fix your joysticks from drifting. So no more stick drifts. This is probably one of the best controllers to buy. You have your 4 paddle buttons back here that you can program. And it's just so nice, man. I love the design of this controller. So if you're in the market for a Pro controller with your Pro PS5 controller, I do love the DualSense Edge. But my biggest gripe with the DualSense Edge is that the material on the grip, it just falls off real easy. But this is one of the best controllers, if not the best controller to buy right now. It is so good. You have a lifetime warranty on it. It feels really good in the hand. And you have like 8 different joysticks that you can change off. So if you're in the market, go check out Hex Gaming. This is their Phantom line. It's $250, but it comes with so much stuff, especially to have the peace of mind of not having any more stick drifts. Yeah, get on this controller, man. All right. So enough with the chit chat. Let's get right down to business, man. So PS5 Pro reviews. So the reviews are out, guys. The cat's out the bag now. This long awaited console is here, man. We've been waiting since what? Last year, since September of last year, since the rumors and stuff was heating up, and your boy was right there since the very beginning, covering all this information for you guys, man, getting you guys prepped and ready for the Pro. And man, we are less than 24 hours from this monster. So with that being said, let's get into the reviews, man. Now, I will say we're going to start off with IGN's review, because I think a lot of people, I tweeted about it this morning about IGN, their review on the Pro. And, you know, a lot of people was like, oh yeah, IGN just, you know, they're just being salty and this and hey, they have a right to their own opinion. If a 7, like I said, a 7 is not a bad score. I know for some people they're saying like, oh no, they're just being salty and this and that. Like I said, it's just their opinion, bro. They're entitled to their opinion just like everybody else. And, you know, in the grand scheme of things, like I said, that should make or break your decision in buying the Pro, because IGN gave it a 7 out of 10. They have their own opinion. Everybody, you know, The Verge said something really good about it. Games Radar and Gadget. I mean, all the big dogs have said something good about it. Digital Foundry. Oh, wait a minute. Digital Foundry did a 1 hour and 19 minutes review. That's a long time to actually check that out. But let's check out IGN first and hear what they have to say, being that a lot of people, you know, just kind of really salty with IGN on what they said. But like I said before, man, they just basically say, hey, listen, if you got that type of money to go ahead and get the Pro, and that's something that you want, then go for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know that this is not a next generation console. So therefore, it's a mid-generation refresh. So you got to go into it with that type of mindset. Not every single thing is going to be huge in terms of performance and everything. But man, some of these games, bro, are running better on the PS5, even better. So let's go ahead and let's take it away. All right, so let's start off with IGN, then we'll do a little bit of Digital Foundry, and then we'll start reading up on a lot of these reviews. All right, so let's go, guys. Let's go. All right, let me pull up the stream thing here, and we're ready. Let's get it. Let's go. Oh man, look how sleek that console
PlayStation
looks.
5 Pro seems like it should be more exciting.
Man, this is
than
probably one of the best looking consoles Sony has ever made since the PS3, bro. I'm not the chrome on the bottom. Don't you guys agree? The chrome on the bottom and just the plastic, you know, it's just glossy in the middle and the stripes and stuff like that. It looks really, 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 really good. I'm not gonna lie, just looking at it, it looks very futuristic. Yeah, it's probably one of the best designs I think Sony has done in a long time, bro. It looks really, really nice, bro. I'm not gonna cap.
it actually is. It's without question the most powerful console you can buy right now. And the enhanced games I've been able to play ahead of launch do look great and run much more smoothly than the standard PS5 can handle, thanks to some upgraded hardware and impressive upscaling tech. But it's also completely unsurprising that the faster PS5 is, well, faster, and it's also more expensive. Considering that the original PS5 can still provide enough power to run games competently in 2024, spending $700 means you have to really want the best of the best from your games to make the Pro a worthy investment.
He says, in which way FEA FC25 is enhanced? You mean F125?
Accounting for its price, you'll be disappointed to find that the PS5 Pro does not come with every possible bell and whistle. It does pack in a standard DualSense, but there's no vertical stand included, and if you're the type who has a library of physical games, be ready to shell out an extra $80 for a Blu-ray disc drive to install yourself. If you feel like Sony is trying to nickel and dime you on top of the $700 price tag, I'm not going to argue against you. Physically, it's a pretty sleek console relative to the enormous launch PS5, and it largely takes after the design principles of the slim model. The only major difference is that it's taller when standing vertical, which is accounted for by the fins in the middle that create a cross-section on the console. It helps make room for the more robust internal components, but doesn't add much bulk to the existing design. It's also not noticeably louder than the original PS5, so you don't need to worry about it sounding like a jet engine when your games get intense.
So that's a good upgrade. That's a good upgrade, right? That it's not loud. You know what I mean? Because I know that was one of the biggest complaints for some people, at least with the OG PS5, even though to me, the only time the OG PS5 gets loud is when obviously you put a disc in there because it's a mechanical drive, so it's going to make noise. But the fact that it's quiet, that's really, really good for a lot of people because there's a lot of people who don't want any noise. My PS5, like I said, my OG PS5 works fine. I don't have a problem with it, even when I'm not playing any games inside of it and stuff like that. Via this. But as you guys can see right here, man, you see those little clips right there? That's for obviously the top cover. The fan is smaller, I think on the same line of the PS5 Slim. And then that's your SSD on the right here, your SSD expansion bay area. So everything is pretty much relatively the same, just different position in terms of where the SSD is placed.
As far as thermals go, the PS5 Pro runs roughly the same temperature as the base PS5 under load, hovering around 35 to 40 degrees Celsius from the rear exhaust, based on our thermal imaging tests.
Oh, okay. So temperatures is around the same.
How little has changed from the original PS5 on the spec sheet. The Pro comes with a 2TB NVMe SSD, which is twice as large but the same speed as the original super fast storage drive. That addresses one of the main complaints about the launch PS5, which is that 1TB goes very quickly when you're installing games that take upwards of 100 GB at a time.
For sure.
For context, an extra 1TB in the form of an aftermarket SSD would run you around $100 if you want the same storage for a base PS5, which sweetens the deal when looking at the price difference between the PS5 and PS5 Pro. The big upgrade though is in the GPU, rated at 16.7 teraflops, which is a sizable jump on paper from the 10.3 teraflops of the original PS5. Sony says the Pro packs 67% more compute units and onboard memory that's 28% faster, resulting in up to 45% better performance. Without context, those numbers don't really mean much, but the details in my testing prove that they amount to a lot more than empty marketing promises. The important feature that these upgraded specs support specifically is PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, or PSSR. Much like NVIDIA's DLSS, this is Sony and AMD's AI-driven upscaling technology that uses machine learning to construct images that can appear with a quality close to full 4K resolution without having to stress the system's hardware to generate that detail through raw processing power. Granted, it won't be exactly the same as native 4K since it's scaling from a lower base resolution, but it doesn't have to since you're not going to be putting it side by side hide with the real thing, and the vast majority of people aren't going to be able to tell the difference in most cases, especially while they're enjoying the higher frame rates and visual effects this technique allows. It's nice to see Sony is moving away from chasing raw computing power as the end-all be-all of console tech, and as upscaling continues to advance, so too will its implementation in games. As you'll see in our performance breakdown, PSSR is one of the major keys in creating parity between quality and performance options. It also opens the door for games to explore ray tracing techniques to a greater extent, although mileage will vary based on every game's PS5 Pro
Alan
specific
Wake 2,
updates,
baby,
where
I can't
developers will
wait.
choose to prioritize different aspects of their respective games. So the PS5 Pro is a bit more complex than simply having one uncompromised Pro enhanced mode.
Gaming performance. Here we go, guys.
The PS5 Pro's tech gives developers room to be experimental in pushing boundaries, especially with ray tracing because it packs enough power to hit higher frame rates without sacrificing as much graphical fidelity. There's still some level of compromise to be made though, so if you were hoping that the Pro would take out all the FOMO stress out of selecting between 60 FPS performance or 30 FPS fidelity modes, well, in some games now there are even more modes to choose from. Alternatively, if you love having that control over how your games run, that's great news. In my experience though, the visual gap between these modes is much smaller than it is on a base PS5, often making the Pro's performance-centric modes the clear choice. Let's start with a marquee PlayStation first-party game, Marvel's Spider-Man 2. On PS5 Pro, you get to choose between Fidelity Pro and Performance Pro modes. The latter offers visual quality that's identical to the base PS5's Fidelity mode, with all the original ray tracing features intact while maintaining a smooth 60 FPS. Effectively, the best of both worlds when compared to the PS5's modes. However, with the Fidelity Pro option, Insomniac cranked the knobs even further, putting features like ray-traced ambient occlusion, key light shadows, and further improved reflections on the table. But all those upgrades come at the cost again of being chained down to 30 FPS. You can tweak some of these settings to squeeze out a few extra frames, but I wasn't able to reach anything near 60 FPS even when turning everything down a notch. Horizon Forbidden West showcases another interesting implementation of PS5 Pro enhancements. It has 3 options: favor graphics, balance, and favor performance. Again, the performance-based mode is the way to go since it hits a stable 60 FPS while in some respects looking even better than the base PS5's graphics priority mode. You get finer detail and foliage, better lighting, and a better resolution rendering technique. Especially for a game like Horizon, those extra frames make the gameplay experience so much better, and you can still enjoy the lush vistas with that added clarity. The PS5 Pro's graphics priority option, on the other hand, caps Horizon Forbidden West at 30 FPS, but pushes the boundaries with a higher base resolution. Yet, I don't find the trade-off worth it since it's tough to distinguish with the fantastic Pro Performance mode. The curious part is the balanced option, which goes for 40 FPS, and strikes a middle ground with visual quality, but honestly, it's not worth the 30% cut in frame rate for marginal visual gains. The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered takes a different angle as well. It oddly retains the same exact 2 options available from the base PS5, graphics or performance priority. But there's a new Pro option that uses PSSR to take 1440p resolution to output 4K while retaining other visual qualities of the PS5's graphics mode and still hitting a consistent 60 FPS. It was already a visually impressive remaster on PS5, but the boost in performance while having all of its graphical details sing is nice. Of all the games that have gotten PS5 Pro updates ahead of launch, Alan Wake 2 is certainly the most interesting one. Remedy decided to go all in on ray tracing with its graphics mode, and it's absolutely stunning, with robust reflections and lighting giving its world a much more striking look, especially in the way that feeds into its atmosphere. The Pro enhancements stretch the limits of what PSSR is capable of, however. In graphics mode, it uses a base resolution of 1224p and runs at 30 FPS to make room for all those sweet ray tracing techniques. You won't get those big ray traced features in performance mode, but it will target 60 FPS with an image quality akin to the graphics mode on the base PS5. It has to use a fairly low base resolution of 864p to get there though. It's still a great looking game in this mode, although it's definitely a blurrier image. Regardless, I find Alan Wake 2 shows a noticeable improvement over what you get from the base PS5, even if there are still compromises to be made. Now, when there's a new powerful console, there's always a racing game to flex the hardware. Taking speedy race cars down the track in F124 provides a pretty clear example of what ray tracing can do. When looking at the Pro Enhanced Quality mode and the base PS5's Quality mode, it's easy to pick up on the improvements in reflections and lighting, especially on rain-soaked tracks, and the Pro is able to do this by using PSSR to still target 60 FPS. Dragon's Dogma 2 is an example of where the PS5 Pro can bring a game out of the depths of weak technical performance to a much more playable state.
You can see, bro, look at the contrast on the right. See how much more colorful and more detailed the picture is on the right, more crisp the picture is on the right. Like I said, I have the eyes to see it. Like I can see it. Like my left eye is looking at the PS5, the base PS5. My right eye is looking at the Pro. I can see the difference. Is it like a big difference in terms of the image quality? No, but I can see the difference. There's more detail. There's more contrast. You know what I mean? Like you could definitely see the difference, like side by side. Is it a big difference for some people to say, let me go out and get the Pro? No. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the performance, which I've told you guys before. The performance on some games are going to be a big jump to the point where it's like, hey, do you want to play at 30 or do you want to play at 60? Right? That's what it comes down to.
By using PSSR, the Pro is able to put out noticeably higher and more consistent frame rates than the base console can, whether you choose to prioritize performance or graphics, which enables ray tracing too. Though it's not without noticeable drops in busy areas. It's a powerful console, but it's not magic.
Exactly.
On the other hand, something like Final Fantasy XVI is an example of how a game without Pro enhancements, or at least an uncapped frame rate option to just let the extra power work, isn't going to benefit.
Is it a $780 difference? Okay, I'm not even going to answer that question.
In a tangible way without an update, since it's bound by the limitations that were built for its graphics modes. It's still capped at 30 FPS when prioritizing graphics, while the performance mode still targets 60 FPS with lesser visual quality. Now, that's a lot of technical information, but despite all those enhancements, the question still stands: is it actually worth buying a PS5 Pro? Frustratingly, the answer is always going to be, it depends on you. As someone who used to be a sucker for upgrading to new generations of high-end graphics cards to push my PC to its limits, the PS5 Pro scratches that old itch because I do notice and appreciate the differences it provides. The visual quality that the Pro enhanced performance modes have thus far look fantastic, and it's all the more enticing because hitting 60 FPS gives a smooth gameplay experience that's tough to come back from. I've also found performance modes on the base PS5 to be lackluster in some cases, and since the Pro has shown the potential in addressing that shortcoming, I find that the new console can be a worthy investment. There are a few games out there now that make the Pro a more enticing prospect. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's performance mode on base PS5 feels too compromising to me, with in-engine cutscenes and close-ups on characters during pivotal moments looking muddled at 60 FPS. Thus, I bit the bullet and managed with 30 FPS gameplay so that I could get the visual experience that uplifted its storytelling qualities. It worked well enough for that sort of game, but I'd much rather have been playing at 60 FPS. With the Pro Enhancement patch, Rebirth has a new Versatility mode that merges both the high-quality graphics setting with 60 FPS performance into a singular mode, so there's no choice paralysis, and it delivers the exact type of experience I wanted. That said, I know and can fully understand people who don't care quite as much about having state-of-the-art systems to play their favorite games, so long as they meet a reasonable balance between performance and fidelity, which the original PS5 only rarely has a problem pulling off with existing games. And for a lot of people, playing at 30 FPS isn't necessarily a deal breaker, and if you're happy with that level of performance, you might as well be happier with a few $100s still in your bank account. And the Pro is a hard sell for anybody who expects a whole new experience when they unbox a brand new console.
Exactly.
The PS5 Pro doesn't fundamentally transform how games are played, it just makes them look prettier and run smoother. And if you're happy with how your games look and play on a base PS5, then it's absolutely not worth paying a premium to upgrade.
Exactly.
Got that?
Exactly.
Considering that the PS5 generation has largely been described as, what if the PS4 was faster? It's a little difficult to get all that excited about a console that promises to be a faster PS5. The PS5 Pro does deliver on that for sure, and if you find the standard PS5 leaving more to be desired from a technical perspective, it's an intriguing prospect. Running updated games in the new performance modes gives you essentially the old fidelity modes, now targeting 60 FPS, sometimes with extra improvements. Sony's AI-powered upscaling tech is certainly impressive when playing games that have been updated for it, giving console players the same type of image quality and frame rate improvements that Nvidia's DLSS has delivered on the PC side in recent years. You're not entirely free from compromises because you often still have to choose between that new standard and even better looking fidelity modes at 30 FPS, though I found going with performance an easier choice this time around. At $700, it's not cheap, so you have to really desire that visual upgrade knowing that it doesn't transform the gameplay experience at a fundamental level. And to be fair, Sony never said it would. So, as it stands, the PS5 Pro isn't essential, but it is certainly nice to have.
There you go. Good. There you go. 7 is not a bad score. All right. So to address, because I've seen people in the comments, and like I said, people are always going to have, let's address this before we get into any other reviews, because I knew this was going to be a thing. I knew it was coming. And it comes, I don't know how much more I need to break this down, but let me just say this one last time. This console is not for you. If you're looking at the reviews and you're not impressed, and you sitting there still saying, oh man, $780 for this or whatever, it's not for you. So again, if you are that person that just don't like what you're seeing right now, it's no different from the PS4 Pro. This is not a next generation console. Sony have already came out and said that. So if you are sitting there looking disgusted, like, oh, still 30 FPS, oh, this, oh, that, don't buy it. Don't buy it. It's as simple as that. Because at the end of the day, this is for a niche crowd of gamers. Only for a niche crowd of gamers. Don't try to ask me if it's worth it. You look at it for yourself and see if it's worth it. You're the one that's spending the money, not me. I'm not spending the money for you, which I've told you guys this at the end of the day. So you can't listen to somebody else's opinion and make your own purchase decision off of it. You have to examine these games for yourself. What is it that's more important to you? That's the $1 million question at the end of the day. It's not what Marlon says or what anybody in the chat is saying. It ultimately comes down to you. You are going to be the one making the decision at the end of the day. And I don't know why people are acting surprised when a lot of these games are really demanding, even on PC. I've told you guys over and over again, even on PC, these games struggle to run on PC without AI upscaling, because people turn on AI upscaling between 70 to 80% of the time, because these games are so demanding. So I don't know what's so funny, because you turn on ray tracing and path tracing and everything on Alan Wake on a 4090, and you're not even hitting 60 FPS on a $1,700 MSRP GPU. So I find that really, really funny. You want to laugh about something? That's very funny to me. That's a joke to buy a $1,700 GPU and turning on ray tracing and all this and that, and you still can't even hit 60 FPS without upscaling. So miss me with that nonsense. Okay, so when you guys are coming in here laughing, and come correct, because PC ain't no better when it comes to a lot of these games. Even Digital Foundry themselves came out and said that the PS5 Pro is going to be the best option when it comes to a lot of these third-party games. Look it up. Go look it up yourself. It's gonna come down to these ports, because there's a lot of bad PC ports, bro. Look at freaking Silent Hill. Oh, by the way, Silent Hill is another game that got confirmed for PS5 Pro, right? And on a $3,000 PC, I'm playing Silent Hill. I stopped playing it because it was a stuttery mess. It got to the point where it was just so unbearable, right? So laugh about that. That is so funny to me that you can spend $3,000, but you cannot have a smooth experience. It's the same thing with the PS5 Pro. It comes down to the developers. So I don't know what's so funny. Simple. Just don't buy it. Just don't buy it. And you honestly think that when you buy a 5090 and when all that new wears off, you think 5090 is going to just play everything maxed out, no upscaling, right? Every single game maxed out? Impossible. Because once you get to that point where the engines and the assets are even higher quality or even more data, that, man, listen, there's so many variables that goes in. So you can think, and look how much it's going to be for a 5090. Look how much it is for a 4090. Look how much it is for a 4080. Look how much more money you have to spend. And with most of the time, you're getting garbage experience for your money. So that's funny. That's very, very funny. Because at the end of the day, we have a console That's not for everybody. That's a super niche console for the high-end console user. We're not talking about PC, which I've told you guys. Am I saying that every single thing is going to run amazing on PS5 Pro? No, because it comes down to optimization. It comes down to these developers. Mark Cerny has already done his job. They already have the PS5 Pro mode where it fuses fidelity and performance into one freaking mode. Is every single game going to have that? No. I told you all this. You don't need Adrian to tell you this. I told y'all don't listen to me. I said some of these games are still going to have fidelity and performance mode. Some of these games, these are old games that were already designed to have the PS5 DNA into it. You don't listen when I tell you guys, okay, some of these games are still going to be 4K 30 because that's how the developer designed it to be in the performance mode. So some of these games are not going to have the PS5 Pro mode. You're just going to get more frames and a sharper resolution. That's all it is, bro. It's an enhancer. That's all it is. Why are you guys overcomplicating this? Why are you making this hard for yourself? Why are you trying to justify the price for somebody? Justify it for your own freaking self. Justify it for your own self because it's your money. So I don't understand what the big deal is. Make it real simple. If you got a high-end PC, go to the high-end PC, right? And play, stay there. Don't come over to consoles because I don't want to deal with the headache of PC. I get really annoyed with my PC sometimes to the point where I want to throw it out the freaking window because you turn it on. It's flashing black screen. You load up some games. There's incompatibility error, DirectX error message popping up. Incompatibility error messages popping up. Oh, snap. I forgot to update my drivers. Like there's so many variables that these dudes are not telling you guys about. Whereas with a console, you just turn it on and game. That's it. Yes, you do have updates, but it's minimal compared to PC. There's so many different things, moving parts in PC that you have to update. So you might say to yourself, the PS5 Pro is, if you come to the understanding based off of the reviews that PS5 Pro is not worth it, don't buy it because you're going to be wasting your money and you're going to be wasting your time. And the console ain't even officially out well, let me correct myself because it's probably already out in other countries, even more countries now. But here in the US, it's not available yet, right? We haven't gotten the fullest potential of this machine yet. And people already, well, hey, if that's the verdict that you have come down to, wait for the PlayStation 6. As simple as that. Now, let's go ahead and let's take a look at some of these other reviews and everything because it's just, I knew this was going to happen. I knew some people are going to come in here and say, oh, games are still running like this and that. Simple, bro. Just don't buy it. You know what I mean? Don't buy it. Just hold off till the PlayStation 6 and we'll wait for the PlayStation 6 to come out. Let's go ahead and let's move down here. So as you guys can see right here, the reviews are in for the PS5 Pro, the ultimate summary. So they have T3, 10 out of 10, The Verge, 8 out of 10, Tom's Guide, 8 out of 10, Tech Radar, 8 out of 10, Geek Culture, 8 out of 10, Games Hub, 8 out of 10, Game Radar UK, 8 out of 10, Gadget Guy, 8 out of 10, Games Radar, 7.5 out of 10, IGN, 7 out of 10, Digital Trend, 7 out of 10. This means nothing to me. Like because I'm going to do what I'm going to do. The good, noteworthy upgrade, best console experience. That's very important to highlight for console gamers. No need for a high-end PC if you like consoles. That's also very important to highlight. Pay attention. 2 terabyte SSD storage, design, good selections of games, have day one patch. The bad, the price, no disk drive that comes with it. You have to buy it separately, and no vertical stand. Are those deal breakers? For some people, the price is, no disk drive is, and no vertical stands. But the reality is, hey, it is what it is. Like, I mean, Sony is not going to change course here. This is what it's going to boil down to. Is either you're going to buy it or you're going to leave it alone. If you're okay with playing your games at 30 frames, keep your base PS5. Okay. Also, Engadget review for the PS5. Shout out to my man Zuby Tech. Engadget PS5 Pro review, quote, the PS5 Pro clearly isn't meant for everyone who is prioritizing value unless, of course, you are comparing it to a full-fledged gaming PC. If you want 4K like graphics with ray tracing at 60 frames per second, the PS5 Pro is simply your best choice under $1,000, end quote. Case closed. Okay. So there you go. If you want 4K like performance. And the crazy part is some of these games are running at native 4K. That's the crazy part. Without any upscaling, without any patch. That's the crazy part. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's move on. Let's move on. Moving along. We have The Verge. Now, this is a very interesting review. I believe this was done by my man Tom Warren and stuff like that. So, I want y'all to pay attention to this one. So, as you guys can see here, The Verge PS5 review, quote, "For that matter, I fired up The Last of Us Part 1 on my mid-range gaming PC today. A PC whose graphics card alone would still retail for around $300. I sat on a loading screen for 15 minutes just to compile the game's shaders, which is so annoying." Okay, that's not what he said, but I'm saying it's so annoying with the game shaders. Then launch a game with buggy hair and dull gray mirrors that don't reflect amok. I mucked about with settings for 20 more minutes to make the game playable, end quote. Quote, "Then I plugged a PS5 Pro into the same monitor. The game loaded almost instantly. It was both beautiful and playable right away," end quote. Hope you guys are paying attention to all of this stuff here. The kind of person who should buy a PS5 Pro is the kind of person who doesn't want to mock around. They will want the best console gaming experience money can buy, a large OLED display to go with it, and a plan to park themselves real close to that screen, end quote. That's The Verge, bro. I'm not making this up. That is The Verge. So what people are telling you, oh, go buy a PC, go build a PC, right? And what they're not telling you is there's so much crap that you got to do. You know, sometimes you're sitting there waiting on shaders and all this crap. Mind you, when it comes to Call of Duty, there are shaders that you have to wait for it to load. It's just the way it is. But the majority of games on PC, sometimes you double click on a game, it don't come up. Sometimes even with PS5 too, you double click on a game, you just push the X button or cross button, whatever you want to call it. Game loads up, sometimes it crashes. That's just the way it is. But you have a much more streamlined type of experience when it comes to the PS5 Pro or any console for that matter. That's why you buy a console, because if you want a PC, you're going to buy a PC. Regardless of what anybody else say. Oh, yeah, go buy a PC. I'm telling you, go buy a PC. Like, nah, bro. Like, hey, tell me the variables. Tell me everything I need to know, right? Before I just jump out and go buy a PC and stuff like that. Like, just tell me what I need to know, bro. That's all. So we have another YouTuber here that is talking about the PS5 Pro. Octarius, his YouTube channel, he got the PS5 Pro early. Says, my PS5 Pro impressions after several hours of use. Fidelity modes at 60 FPS is exactly what I've felt this gen has lacked, and PS5 Pro solves this. The next step, PlayStation Super Spectral Resolution is excellent, a substantial better than the FSR that the base consoles usually uses. The third thing is visuals are noticeably sharper across the majority of games, even when running at higher frame rates. The next thing he said was, it does exactly as advertised. It runs your favorite PS5 games flawlessly at 60 FPS minimum. The next thing he said was enhances PS4 game image quality. And then the last thing he said was 2 terabyte of included storage is awesome. 1.9 terabyte usable. Mwah. Chef kiss. There you go. Slim plates, these are the minuses. Slim plates do not fit the console. We already know that. The next thing is, I'm a little concerned that the choice between fidelity and performance may become a problem again later down the line. Overall, my thoughts are very positive. It's a great console. And if you are on the fence, I would encourage you to choose to get it. That's what he said. Okay. And he said he will have a full review and a deep dive on it. So that's another review from another YouTuber. Okay. And obviously Digital Foundry, they have a long review of the PS5 Pro, specifically a breakdown, which we can take a look at afterwards. But I wanted to come on here and kind of give you guys a general kind of breakdown on some of these reviews. On top of that, too, there's also another review that I wanted to kind of share with you guys. This is coming from Games Radar. They gave it a 3.5 out of 5, which is not bad. The PS5 Pro only suits its price tag in niche circumstances, but it does deliver on its promise to improve both graphics and frame rates. That $699 price tag MSRP is still difficult to justify, particularly to those using a standard living room setup with a 50 to 65 inch TV. Those using a large display or a monitor are going to feel the benefits. You paying attention? More keenly, especially if you have the funds to stay at the cutting edge of tech. That's it from Games Radar. Hear me and hear me loudly and clearly. I've already told y'all this. I already told you. If y'all listen to me, I already said this 1,000 times. You are going to need a compatible monitor or a compatible TV to play the PS5 Pro, right? To take full advantage of the Pro. If you have some old TV from 10, 15 years ago, it's just not going to work. You're going to have the PS5 Pro is a luxury item. You feel what I'm saying? It's a luxury item. It's not going to be for everybody, bro. And it's just one of those high-end premium type of device that the majority is just not going to be able to afford. Period. End of story. Right? Some people are going to try to justify it to the point where it's like, yeah, you're wasting your time. You're literally wasting your time. So, hey, there you guys go. Let me know y'all thoughts. That was Games Radar and what they have to say regarding the Pro. Like I said, the only review that matters at the end of the day is your review. Not IGN's review, not Games Radar review, not Engadget's review. Nobody else's review matters but you. You are going to be your own critic on the PS5 Pro. Once you see it in person, maybe Best Buy might have it, or maybe a friend might have it before you shell out that money. I'm going to have it so that, hey, if anybody is going to fall through the investment, let it be me fall through the investment. And then you guys get the upper hand on seeing if this thing is really what it set out to be. Because listen, I've already put in the work and I will be showing you guys side-by-side comparisons. So we get to some more reviews towards the end of the show, but let's move along with the rest of the topics because we have more topics to go over. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new, turn on that post notification bell. Whoa. I don't know what it is about car games, bro, but car games are just designed to really show you what consoles can do. Every console generation, as far as I can remember, from PS1, even before the PS1 generation, there's always that game that really show you exactly what the hardware can do. It's the same thing with Forza Motorsport, the latest Forza Motorsport, how it really pushes the Series X and deliver amazing visuals at 4K 60. And now, my friends, this is literally insane. We have already known that Gran Turismo 7 have a 8K experimental mode. Yes, an 8K experimental mode at 8K 60 FPS that you can play if you have an expensive, if you're one of those super high-end rich people that can afford an 8K TV, happy for you. If not, then you can settle for 4K. You're going to be just fine. Your bacon is going to be real crispy looking at that crispy 4K. I'm telling you, it looks really nice. So with that being said, now we're seeing even double the performance. Natively, are you hearing the words I'm coming out of my mouth? Natively, 4K 120. Let's take a look at this. So it says right here, this is groundbreaking, bro. PS5 Pro runs GT7 at native 4K 120 FPS without enhanced patch via Game Boost. So it just goes to show you this console is nuts with some games, bro. This is why I was telling y'all 3 days ago, 4 days ago, 5 days ago, this console don't even need a friggin' patch. The same thing I was telling you about Space Marine, and some of y'all did not believe me. This is insane. And if you're still not convinced, I don't know what to tell you. Because this is just downright amazing. Yes, this is a car game, but look at what this machine is doing. Natively 4K 120 without a patch. Nuts. This is freaking nuts. John Letterman of Digital Foundry had the following to say from Polyphony Digital developed racing title. GT7's patch hasn't launched yet. Are you paying attention to what I'm saying? Hasn't launched yet. And I decided to try it out. And what was interesting about this now is that you can run it at native 4K mode in 120 FPS mode, and it now achieves completely locked. Are you hearing me right now? Completely locked 120 FPS. Playback in 4K mode. Previously, it was in 80 to 90 FPS range with the uncapped VR mode. Now it's just flat 120. My God. My God. That's crazy. This is why, listen, Sony have already said that they're going to be supporting the PS5 Pro for the next 10 years. We're just in the beginning stages right now with PSSR, with a lot of these games coming out next year. I cannot wait. I really, really cannot wait. Because you know what? One of my biggest drawbacks to the base PS5 was playing these games at freaking 30 FPS without even a patch. So the patch ain't even available yet. And this console is already showing insane improvements. Come on, man. Come on. All right. All right. Getting some emails in now. Okay, so let's get down to business. Next topic. 8K. For those of you who are balling like that. And if you are balling like that, hey, God bless you. 8K gaming. 8K gaming on the PS5 Pro. We have another 8K game. Upscale 8K, that is. And yeah, I think some of you guys with 8K TVs, sorry guys, are going to take advantage of the Pro. And like I said, 8K TVs are obviously not cheap. They're very, very expensive, and that's just the way it is, right? So let's go ahead and let's take it away here, guys. Boom. No Man's Sky. I know it's an old game from 2016, but No Man's Sky confirmed to 8K support resolution on PS5 Pro. Whoa. Okay. As reported by Press Start, the No Man's Sky PS5 Pro support allows you to run the game at 4K 60, which this is all I care about because that's the display that I have, or 4K 30. 8K 30. The increase in resolution means a drop in frame rate, although the game also now supports various other improvements, including enhanced lighting effects, ultra quality reflections, high quality ambient occlusion, and more. So there you guys go. What do you guys think? 8K 30, not for me. Obviously, I don't have an 8K display, and it's at 30 FPS at 8K, so I'm good. 4K 60 is where we want to be, and yeah. So yeah, another 8K supported game for PS5 Pro. How do you guys feel about that? For those of you, well, the less majority of you with an 8K TV right now, then, well, there you guys go on that one. Yeah, so let's go ahead and let's move on to our next topic. Now, this, my friends, this might not be anything major, but I think it's cool to point this out. So PS5 Pro background. So it has an exclusive background, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys hit the like button for me. Hit the share button. God bless you guys. Thank y'all for being here today. Let's get it popping, okay? All right. Let's move on. Let's go. Boom. There it is. All right. So now what do we have here? That reminds me of the Series X. Not the Series X, the Xbox One X. You know, Project Scarlet. Yeah, with the chip and stuff like that, it kind of reminds me of that. But that is a really cool background. Cannot wait to get my Pro to get that background. I wonder if it's going to be dynamic because it's in the welcome tab section. That's pretty cool. So it says right here that the PS5 Pro has an exclusive background. It says, so basically, I think they have a video here kind of showing it up here. So let's show you guys. Oh, that is fire. That is fire. Man, I wish it was all around though. That is so cool though, man. I wish it was like everywhere. Like regardless if you click on a game or anything. That is so freaking cool, bro. That is so dope. That is so dope. I'm not gonna lie, that is so dope. I was wondering if it was gonna be moving around, but that is fire, bro. Kudos to Sony, man. We just need dynamic backgrounds all around, not just in the welcome tab, because I feel like the PS5 and the PS5 Pro is more powerful enough to do this. So, but I love it, man. This is awesome. If Sony can just give us dynamic background, just full dynamic background support, yeah, this is dope. This is dope. So, shout outs to this guy here, Shannon. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Shannon and stuff like that. I might give him a subscribe. Make sure y'all go subscribe to this guy, man. Show him some love and everything. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Shannon. Give him some love, man. Tell him Marlon sent you over there. This is awesome. This is awesome, man. Sony, step in the right direction, bro. Yeah, this is cool, man. This is cool. Cool background there for people who are oh, there we go right here. We're right here. We live. But yeah, cool background. I like that. You know, Sony adding, you know, a little exclusive touch to the Pro. No Man's Sky running at, you know, 8K 30, you know, and stuff like that. So make sure y'all go subscribe or follow pressstart.com.au. Make sure y'all go check them out, man. That looks, I like that. I like that exclusive. I like that. That's cool. It's just a background, but it's cool. Okay. Okay, let's move along. Let's not waste any time. Let's see here. Make sure we got everything. Okay. Oh yeah. So the SSD for the PS5 Pro, I did want to touch up on this because I think some people don't know or obviously want to know. So let me talk about it. Then we'll get to Digital Foundry afterwards. I know you guys want to see Digital Foundry. I already said I was going to. So got you guys. All right. So PS5 Pro storage. Yeah. Let's talk about it. You know, there's an article written up here that we need to kind of go over and discuss. Yeah, thank y'all for subscribing to the channel. God bless y'all. Appreciate y'all, boys. Let's go, man. Stop wasting time. All right, let's go. Bam, there it is. PS5 Pro solves one of the, obviously, the base PS5's biggest storage complaints. Obviously, it does come with a 2 terabyte of storage. So basically 1.89 terabyte of storage. So that's a lot. Says has alighted by Tech Radar, and thanks to Push Square, the PS5 launched with 825 gigs of SSD, which players only have access to 667 gigabyte, 80% of the space in comparison. Now the PS5 Pro leaves 94.5% of its drive. So obviously you have 1.89 terabytes of storage out of that 2 terabyte just off the rip for you to use. So that is pretty good. It says, other than the above, we we have seen quite a few reviews state that the PS5 Pro does indeed come out cheaper. Look at this. Come out cheaper than PCs with similar specs and capabilities. And Gadget, for instance, states that the PS5 Pro is the best choice under $1,000 for those who want 4K-like graphics with ray tracing 60 FPS. You see what I'm trying to tell you? Okay. And then The Verge, Sean. Oh yeah, I think I remember reading this. Yeah, we read that earlier from Sean, with from The Verge and stuff like that. But yeah, there you guys go on that one. So that's cool, man. Like I said, that's one of the biggest perks to the PS5 Pro is the fact that they added a 2 terabyte storage in there, which, I mean, you're getting an extra terabyte off of the PS5 Slim. That's awesome. I mean, for that premium price tag, even though it does not come with a disk drive or the stand. We already know this already, but hey, that's really nice of Sony to add the 2 terabyte. It's a premium machine. Games are getting bigger. Call of Duty Black Ops 6, over 200 and something gigs. You're going to need storage, especially if you're the person that don't delete your games or anything like that. I'm just saying. All right, so let's go ahead here and let's get into Digital Foundry analysis, Digital Foundry review. This is where I think a lot of you guys kind of want to hear Digital Foundry. And I knew they were going to get the PS5 Pro in for review. I mean, why wouldn't they, right? They're Digital Foundry. Sony knows it. So Sony sends the PS5 Pro to who they know deserves the PS5 Pro. So let's go ahead here and let's get into Digital Foundry's PS5 Pro analysis. I don't know if we're going to be able to watch the whole entire thing, but at least try to. But it's a very, very long review. So let me see here. Okay, so we can so hardware, 8K support options. Okay, I'm just going to skip to the nitty gritty because 8K support, we already know about that. Display options, we already know about that. Hardware impressions. Let's get into the PS4 and then we'll work our way down from there. So let's get to the PS4 image quality and then we'll work our way because this is a long video. I know some of you guys don't want to sit here and watch this for an hour and 19 minutes. Okay, so here we go.
Yes. Okay, let's move on. We've just been talking about the menus. The menus also include a PlayStation 4 image enhancement feature. Now, we didn't really know what that was before we actually went hands-on with the unit. We were thinking maybe it's just like, okay, extra horsepower means better image quality and dynamic resolution scaling games, but that's not the case. It is a feature that's toggleable on the menu, and it does actually do something quite interesting. Now, Oliver, you're going to be doing a full video on this, but how about some cliff notes on your observations?
Yes, I'll give you the rundown here. So essentially, you boot up your PS5 Pro, go into that display settings menu. There's an option to enhance image quality for PS4 games. It says enhance image quality in the settings for PS4 games. It's turned on by default. So if you boot into PS4 software, you'll kind of figure out what's going on pretty quickly, I think, if you turn the setting on and off, which is that you see quite a noticeable difference in the appearance of those games. If you look at 2D elements like UI and text, they actually look quite 4K now. Text is a lot sharper.
Oh, shoot.
3D content.
Oh, see? I knew it. I freaking knew it. Is it a big, gigantic difference? No. But you can see the difference. Look at the text. Look more sharper, more crisp. Wow, look at the lighting. On the left, it looks fuzzy. Wow. This is truly amazing, man. This is truly amazing. I just had to pause real quick to do my own analysis. You can see with your own 2 eyes right there how much better it is on the right than on the left. Like on the left, it looks outdated. It looks ancient. You know, it doesn't look as sharp. Now, I know for some people, they don't care about this stuff. I do care about it because if I can go back and play some of these PS4 games and it looks sharper, you know what I mean? Or a bit sharper or whatever the case may be. I mean, you can see it. I'm looking at it right now. You can see it. The lighting is better on the right. The text is more crisp on the right. There it is.
Content is also altered considerably, like in a game like Destiny, where the aliasing artifacts in the original have been smoothed a little bit. The lines look clear. The image almost looks like it has anti-aliasing that's being performed in a 4K pixel grid, so it kind of aligns with a 4K pixel grid there. So it looks a bit cleaner. But when you do resolution counts, you quickly realize, like, okay, this is a filter because the base game content is still being rendered at the same resolution. You're not getting any kind of additional grunt there. You're really getting a post-process filter, it appears like.
Still looks good.
The issue is that it doesn't really do anything for temporal aliasing, given that it's probably working on a single frame as input. As a post-process, it gets tripped up pretty easily by post-processing. So if you have like chromatic aberration, it doesn't really know what to do with that. If you have film grain, like I played The Order, and it just doesn't really know what to do with it, so it doesn't do too much, it seems like, because there's film grain all over the image. It also doesn't seem to apply to games that output above 1080p. So like in Overwatch 2, for instance, that's a 1080p game, but the UI is 4K. It doesn't apply at all. So I think it's a good idea. I think it's cool. I have done some comparisons that I'll go into in a standalone video with LS1, which is a lossless scaling machine learning algorithm. I've also done some comparisons with FSR, with the RTX super resolution that's available on NVIDIA GPUs. And it is kind of comparable to those solutions, I would say. It's giving you a better image in a lot of respects. It can give you a noticeable improvement, but it's not going to be a game-changing improvement. It's not going to be like DLSS or PSSR for that matter, or FSR2 or any of these other solutions that can do so much with so many more inputs, obviously, than a simple post-process filter could glean from a PS4 software. So I think it's a cool idea, but at the moment, it's kind of a nice-to-have feature. Don't buy a PS5 Pro for this. So basically the takeaway. But it's nice. It's nice to have it. It's nice to see Sony caring about this stuff, and I think it is kind of cool for these older PS4 titles in particular, where they can't take advantage of PS5 Pro very well normally, right? That we can go back and we can maybe get a post-process enhancement that could run on the GPU there. That could be nice.
Cool. John, you gave it a go as well, right?
Yeah, a couple thoughts I have. I really like what it does for 2D elements, like user interface, text, fonts. It makes them genuinely look like there is additional detail being resolved. It's not just like an upscale with sharpening. There is actually some additional detail there, which is really nice. But along those lines, I also tested Pixar games because I was a little bit concerned that it might interfere with the image quality there, and thankfully it does not. Cool. It actually produces, so it actually works well. For 1080p pixel art games, normally the PS5 would upscale it to 4K based on your output, and you would just get kind of a softer scale, right? So it makes the pixel art look a little bit softer than it probably should. With this feature enabled, it actually makes it look noticeably correctly scaled and sharpened without really adding noticeable artifacts to it, which is what I was worried about, given the different direction that they go with that kind of art. So that's a positive as well.
Okay,
so 3D stuff, though, it's like you said, Oliver, not game-changing, but interesting.
Yeah, like for instance, in Bloodborne, which is a game that has a ton of chromatic aberration and lots of aliasing, it kind of doesn't do much for the 3D content. But you look at the UI in Bloodborne, and it's like, wow, this is like almost 4K native UI. Like it looks really good, and it is creating detail in that text in particular that you would not see with like something like FSR1. It's quite compelling in that instance. But it's kind of, some games it's compelling, other games it's not. Most of the time it's like nice to have, but not essential to have, essentially.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I'm going to look forward to your full video on that one, Oliver. But let's move on. Okay, then. So one of the key features of PlayStation 5 Professional is the fact that your existing PlayStation 5 games should, in theory, run better thanks to the Game Boost feature. So I had the pleasure of testing Game Boost, which we can now confirm deploys the full power, or something close to it, of the PlayStation 5 Pro to non-Pro games. They run faster, and we all know which game we had to test first, Elden Ring. I'm using the quality mode here, which runs at a fixed 4K with fixed quality settings. Both of those elements are
Whoa. Immediately, bro. I looked to the right and I was like, wow. Like that, you could see the difference. Oh my God. Let's run that back, bro. Let's go back. You could just tell the difference. Like right there, when as soon as you start moving, like you just, it's kind of hard to, it's like, that's how my eyes work. Like I just can see, Like I'm looking at the left and it just does not look as good as the right. Like I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to explain it. Some of y'all looking at this on your phones, but man, I can't wait to boot up Elden Ring for myself. Like this looks, oh my God.
I'm using the quality mode here, which runs at a fixed 4K with fixed quality settings.
So this is running at 60 frames at 4K. Elden Ring is running at 4K 60. This is crazy, bro. This is crazy.
Both of those elements are kind of dynamic in the performance mode, but we'll get onto that shortly. Quality mode. So this is good for like comparisons.
That's
to get some
crazy.
sort of grip on the performance differential.
It's crazy.
So here's the thing. You won't get a locked 60 frames per second on PlayStation 5 in PlayStation 5 Pro, rather, in quality mode. But you should comfortably remain within the 48 to 60 FPS VRR window for most play.
Not a deal breaker.
Here, I've added real-time performance differentials.
Not a deal breaker. You know what's funny? Pause. This is the clip that, not this specific clip. Hear me clearly right now. We about to elaborate. Hear me. I need to talk. Okay? Hear me now. So there's a clip from a Brazilian YouTuber that's been making the rounds with Alan Wake 2, right? And it's supposed to be upscale 4K at 60, right? Now, just like Richard just said a while ago, you're not going to get a locked 60, right? And it goes down to like 48, 50 something, and then goes back up. Not a deal breaker, right? Because this game right here, we already know Elden Ring already, how Elden Ring was designed, how it was made. It's an older game. It's a demanding game. Even on PC, it's demanding. But this is not a deal breaker for me, because as long as my experience is better, especially when it comes to the frame rate, I mean, you can see the difference. Like you're on the PS5 quality mode, you're like what, 46? I mean, yeah, it goes down in certain cases to like 48, and then it goes back up. Hey man, or even in the 50s, and then it is stuff like that. You're not going to really notice, especially if it's not dipping like in the 30s, then you're fine. But this is the kind of performance that I was expecting from the Pro to begin with. Now I know that this might be a turnoff for some people because they're expecting everything to be perfect. Nothing is perfect. Nothing will ever be perfect when it comes to games, because there are things that's going on. There's things that are rendering in the background that's going to bring down, even on PC, I've seen it with my own two eyes. But this stuff right here with Elden Ring, this is impressive from a console perspective. This is really, really impressive. I like what I'm seeing.
But when the game does run at 60, obviously the GPU is underutilized, so the percentage will be lower. It's in areas of gameplay where the Pro is under 60 that you should see how much extra performance the Pro gives.
Look at that.
Seems to max out at around 35%. A typical
35% is what you're getting. Look at the trees on the left. Look at the trees on the right. Look at the character on the left. Look at the bro. You're getting 35% more performance out of the PS5 Pro with Elden Ring, and that's not enough. Look at the frames per second difference. 51 versus 39. Like, man, this is nuts.
30 to 35% delta. So yeah, not a locked 60 in quality mode. However, then I tested the frame rate mode, dynamic resolution, dynamic features. It should be locked to 60 easily, but it's not. So I'm guessing possibly the game's DRS system doesn't quite know what to do with the horsepower. There's also the possibility that we're CPU limited in some respect. Even so, VRR will smooth this out. So the Pro, still the best place to play on consoles, even if it's not everything we want it to be. You gave us a go, didn't you, John?
Yeah, because this is a game that I played through on Xbox Series X. That was previously the best place to play it because of the wider VRR window, but obviously it regularly falls into the 40s.
Okay.
PS5 Pro.
Series X too. So it ain't just PS5 Pro. Series X too. And this is, you know what? Pause. Because these more CPU intensive games, we already know that the CPU on the PS5 Pro is not a huge upgrade. This is not a PlayStation 6. And even if they would have upgraded the CPU, even if we would have gotten everything that we wanted, people would have been complaining. People would have been complaining. Ladies and gentlemen, they would be complaining. Why would people be complaining? Because of the price. Because then there wouldn't be no need for a PlayStation 6. I know exactly what Sony is doing, right? There wouldn't be no need for a PlayStation 6. What's the whole point of you having a PS6 for then? Well, what is going to be the talk? What is going to be the marketing gimmick that you're going to come up with? You see what I'm saying? So to keep the cost down, you have to cut some kind of corner. But still, the PS5 Pro reigns supreme as the best place to play in terms of these console games. Yeah, freaking Elden Ring is an old game. And who knows? Maybe there's some issues there with it taking advantage of the new hardware. It's an old friggin' game. So I can't, me looking into this, I can't sit here and complain. If things were worse, now if things were dramatically worse on the Pro, then the base PS5, we'll be having a completely different conversation right now. But it's not worse than the base PS5. It's better than the base PS5. Do I wish that we could get a lock 60? Yes. But at the same time, it's not going to drop to the point where I'm like, oh my God, I'm losing my mind now. Like, this is a big turn off. The fact that you're going down maybe 10 frames, maybe 12 frames, you know, in really intensive areas. And I have a strong feeling it's going to be the same thing with GTA 6. It's going to be that same conversation we're going to have again with GTA 6. I'm already preparing my mind. I don't know about y'all, but I'm already preparing my mind for GTA 6. With this same conversation again, oh yeah, it's not going to be a lock 60, but it's going to get to 60, or it might drop down to 50 or 48 or 45 and then go back up. Hey, better than maybe 30 FPS on the standard PS5. You see what I'm saying? That's all I need the PS5 Pro to do, is to do better than the base PS5. You guys are not understanding what this console was designed to do. It was designed to help mitigate the PS5, the base PS5 performance, and give you a bit more frames, give you a much more sharper resolution. Yes, it's expensive, but also it's not for everybody. Got it? There we go. I just have to elaborate, man. Like, this is like, I don't know.
Pro essentially solves that completely. As you say, performance mode in my testing was able to stay well in the VR range pretty much all the time. So it's very smooth. And that's the mode I use on Xbox. And that PS5 also gets per object motion blur, which looks really good, which the Xbox version doesn't seem to use in that mode for some reason.
Man, this is good, bro.
What surprised me is that the quality mode is actually very usable now. And that runs better than performance mode on Xbox.
Whoa! There you go. That's the conversation that I want to have again. The PS5 Pro is the superior console over every other console. He just said it. So again, you don't have to listen to me. Take it from the experts. They're the ones with the Pro. They're the ones running the test. There you go. He just said that right there. So if you are somebody who is sitting here like, I'm better off buying a Series X. When you look at this and look at the performance of the Pro, you can already see the difference, right? The colors, saturation, shadows, lighting, performance. You're getting more frames. That's what we want. We know every single game is not going to be 60 FPS locked at 60. We already know that, but we at least want to get close to 60. As long as it's not 30 frames, we good. And that's what we're getting here, man. Mark Cerny delivered, bro.
Actually, it now mostly stays in the VRR window. Not 100% as your values show, but it's close. And it's usually in the 50s.
Hey, man.
It's a noticeable boost in sort of like clarity, and it's still fluid. So,
hey, man.
I thought that was a huge improvement.
Yes, sir.
In my experience.
Yes,
and
sir.
I kind of want to dig back into it because I did not play the DLC.
Hey,
yet.
you know what's funny though? You know what's funny? I've finished Elden Ring. And now I don't even the crap that I went through finishing Elden Ring. I don't even think I even want to get into Elden Ring again, but I because I've finished it on PC. But I don't know, man. I don't know. But this is good, you know, for people who want to revisit this. You know what I'm saying? Like, want to replay Elden Ring. You're gonna have, oh my God. I'm happy for those of you who cannot afford a PC right now and want the best experience possible on consoles. This is the best you're gonna get until PlayStation 6. Period. Yep.
But that means you gotta kind of start over and play through on PS5. I bought a physical copy in Japan and go through it. So let's do it.
Cool. There we go.
I also did some tests against the PC version at quality mode. Quality mode settings equivalents, basically, or as close as we could get to it, up against the PS5 and the PS5 Pro. So fixed 4K there. Fixed settings. I'm using an RX 6800 here, as many believe it offers pro level performance. The thing is, though, the 6800, there are PC style stutters throughout, but in terms of actual gameplay, it's way smoother. So I'm going to be interested to do more sort of quality comparisons, performance comparisons between various PC parts and the Pro based on real world performance. Right now, all of the sort of conjecture about the performance of the PlayStation 5 Pro has been based on Sony's statement that it's 45% faster, but certainly Game Boost, it rarely gets there. I was also curious about ray tracing support on the Pro and whether Game Boost taps into the extra features, because the Pro has extra RT features, right? I was curious if the backwards compatibility would kick in with those features, similar to the way it does on a PC, but I don't think it does. So I'm using Control in photo mode here, which unlocks frame rate, and of course, we have returned to the Corridor of Doom. The first comparison seems to offer a performance boost in the region of about 31%, kind of similar to the Elden Ring boosts. The following scene, again from the Corridor of Doom, 33% boost overall. Also did a couple of scenes outside the corridor, which are lighter. The Pro can run faster. Still similar differentials overall, 33%. So back compat can't tie into the extra RT features of the Pro as far as I know. It just taps into the raw performance. So that's quite interesting. I mean, it's great, but it has its limitations. But I think there's genuine application in the 120 hertz mode. Devil May Cry here, special edition. You can unlock the game to run in 120 hertz mode. I'm using, first of all, graphics mode with ray tracing, which essentially removes the 60 FPS limit. So we always have that differential there.
Wow.
I tried the intro
75
mode.
FPS.
Very similar performance increases overall, but there are some instances where it does seem to go higher than that 35% threshold. Maybe it's the sampling rate on my
man. Look at the bro. Look at this. Wow, man. You could see the difference, man. Like I said, it's not a huge difference, but you could look at the character models and you could see how much more polish and more refined it looks on the right, and you're getting more frames. I mean, the console is doing what it set out to do. So I don't know why people are mad. Like I said, if you want to go buy a 6800, that's why I'm laughing, because I already know the comments and I already know what people are going to say. Go buy a 6800 PC. Go ahead and go buy a 6800 PC and deal with the variables of having a PC, because at the end of the day, like I said, nothing is going to be perfect. And like I said, if you want a PC, go build a PC. But this, from a console perspective, this is amazing. This is really amazing, and we deserve this as console gamers. From 4 years ago, this is how the base PS5 should have been performing out of the gate. You get what I'm saying? So I know the comments. I know how you guys work, man. Some of you guys. So that I'm just going to go ahead and get a 6800 RX 6800. Go ahead and get your 6800. Go build your. They're going for like $300, and then get your go on Part Picker and go pick out your used motherboard and used processor and go do your thing. But this is for people who want a console-like experience. This is for people who want the highest quality possible, or highest performance possible. Yeah, man, this is awesome. Makes me want to reinstall Devil May Cry. Oh boy, it makes me want to. Let's go.
There, which is higher in 120 hertz mode, but
Let's go.
Who knows? In performance mode, though, still with RT enabled, the differentials can go higher. But I think the key point here really is that with VRR Performance RT mode, you're just getting a better high frame rate gameplay experience. I think you'd agree with that, right, John?
Absolutely, yeah. I think this is really important too, because this is one of those weird games that never received a PC update, right?
See? There you
it's
go.
only Devil May Cry 5 Standard Edition on PC without the ray tracing. And because of the performance demands of this game, DMC5 SE was never really possible to really enjoy the ray tracing mode, I felt. You had to settle for not a great frame rate if you wanted decent looking ray tracing. Finally, it feels like it runs the way you would expect.
Wow.
And I found the quality mode with ray tracing in VR to be...
And why? You hear what the man just said? I hope y'all paying attention before y'all run out there to go buy your 6800 PC. Hear what this man just said. On PC, it wasn't running to its best potential, right? So this is what I was trying to, because y'all thinking I'm lying and I'm trying to sell this, and I ain't selling you on a darn thing. You're seeing the evidence. You're hearing it for your doggone self. So pay attention. What the man just said, he been saying this even way before, saying that PC ain't the end all be all, because a lot of these games don't have patches on PC. They run like crap on PC. They don't run to their fullest potential on PC. Hence why Digital Foundry said that the PS5 Pro is going to be the best place to play a lot of these third-party ports versus over PC, because PC sometimes be getting a lot of bad ports. Games don't even run the way how they want to run and things of that nature. But the choice is yours, man. This gets me excited because I'm looking at Devil May Cry. I remember when this launched on the base PS5. You see what I'm saying? And I remember what was it? 1080p something. I forgot. Was it 1080p 120 or something like that? And I was like, 1080p? Are you freaking kidding me? You know what I'm saying? Like that's just freaking ridiculous. Pro is coming in now, upscaling stuff similar to what PC's been doing for... Man, let me stop talking, bro.
Absolutely excellent as a result. It stays pretty much above 60 by and large. And it just feels responsive and it looks great.
Wow.
And it's kind of become like the best looking way to play DMC5 now, which by the way, it's the best looking way to play DMC5 is a PS5 Pro and not PC. This validates exactly what John was saying. This validates everything that he was saying, bro. Because he said, I remember, I forgot which episode of Digital Foundry he was talking on the weekly episode, and he said that the Pro is going to be the best place to play a lot of these third-party ports, because some of these ports on PC is bad. Here he is again, validating this. I'm not making this up. He's saying it. Still a stunning looking game.
Oliver, do you have any thoughts on Game Boost? Did you give it a go?
I did give Game Boost a go, and the first protocol for me was
smiling.
Metaphor Fantasio.
He's
because
smiling.
that game kind of infamously does not run at anything like a stable frame rate on PlayStation 5 consoles, on Xbox Series consoles,
He's
basically
smiling.
on anything almost. It runs at 1656p and it's like 40 to 60 FPS-ish on PS5. It's not a good experience. Totally like unlocked frame rate. It also has a 120 hertz mode, which again does not work well because the game dips even below the VRR window on PlayStation 5 quite frequently.
Hey, at least it's at close to 60.
Video last month that PS5 Pro would basically fix it, and lo and behold, it has.
Oh,
it's
see, I knew the
now.
cat. I knew the cat was out the bag. I knew the cat was out the bag when the camera switched to him to talk about PS5 Pro boost mode, and he starts smiling. I said, "Oh, there it is. He's gonna have some positive results." And here, this is what you're paying for, guys. This is what I try to tell y'all. This is what you want, a much more smoother experience on some of the, not all games, but some of these games. And hey, man, Metaphor, here we are.
It's a very smooth experience, even in areas where the base console was really struggling.
Wow.
In spots, at the worst I saw was in a spot where the base console is like 44 FPS, 43 FPS.
Wow.
PS5 Pro was like 55, 56, 57.
Wow. So that, see? That's crazy, bro.
That's like a pretty extreme scenario. So
That's
even
crazy.
without VRR, this game is totally saved.
That's
Great experience.
crazy.
And this is like probably the
Wow.
most challenged recent release I've seen on the consoles in terms of hitting a consistent frame rate. And it is obviously a very popular game now. Lots of people are playing it.
Wow.
And I think it's just about perfect now on PS5 Pro. So if you get the most powerful console in the world, you can have a game that looks about 10 years out of date.
Wow.
Get a stable 60 FPS on a
Wow.
console. If you spend $700 on a console, that's pretty extraordinary.
Beast.
I also tried out a couple other games. One other game I tried out was FF16. Which ran unlocked in its performance mode most of the time, much of the time, except in combat. John covered that, obviously. Weird behavior there.
It's the
I did
game.
not play too much. But Pro unfortunately does not deliver a locked 60 FPS. It's like in the 50s a lot. I think
That's cool.
there what might be happening is the dynamic res is just kicking in and it's not load balancing in a way that we would like probably.
You know,
Because it does have a dynamic res.
you know, it's something about even, you know, I love Final Fantasy 16, bro. Even on PC, this game is having, I don't know what it is about this game, bro. I don't know if it's the engine. I don't know what it is, but even on, I don't know if y'all remember when the demo dropped, people was complaining on PC saying that between boss fights and stuff, like it just was not a good experience. I don't know if y'all remembered, but even on PC, look it up. Even on PC, this does not run in the best performance either. I don't know what it is about Final Fantasy 16, but hey, the 50s, I will take that. You see what I'm saying? I will take in the 50s before I take 30. That's my deal breaker. My deal breaker is 30. And if the PS5 Pro is giving me in the 50s, even close to 60 mark where I need to be, I'm truly happy because again, these are older games that were developed with a specific console in mind, right? And they're just being updated for the Pro or whatever. They're not going to be perfect, but at the same time, if I'm getting a much more higher, you know, frames and stuff like that, like, hey, that is, but it comes down to these devs, guys. It's not the machine's fault. It comes down to the devs. I'm not going to sit here and get mad at a 4090 or 4080 Super for not running this game at a lock 60. Sorry, I'm not, because it comes down to these developers. If they friggin' optimize their games better, then we'll have a much more enjoyable experience. You see what I'm saying? $700 $700 console to play games at 50 FPS. Okay, let me ask you this question before we get back to the review. Let me ask you this question. Let me switch over from this other OLED monitor. Let me ask you a question. So $700 to play. Let me say this to you as somebody with a high-end PC. Okay. $700 to play a game at 50 FPS, which when it comes to all these games, there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that these games are going to run at 60, even on PC. I spend 4 times the amount. 4 times the amount. And my PC gaming experience is not perfect for spending 4 times the amount. Okay? Silent Hill 2 is not perfect on PC. It runs below 60 frames, dropping even in the 40s, sometimes even in the 30s. A stuttery mess. Again, almighty PC, 4080 Super, super high-end card, will leave PS5 Pro in the dust. Yeah, $3,000 PC versus a $700 console. Big difference in terms of price. And every single game does not run in perfection. Nope. Is it possible that these games can run better on a $3,000 PC? Yeah. It comes down to the developers. It comes down to the engine. That's why I try to keep telling y'all. And some of y'all don't listen to me because I don't know anything and I'm an idiot. Okay? So listen to me very carefully now. Regardless of what frame rate, mark my word what I tell you. Regardless of what GPU you're going to buy, what CPU you're going to buy, you're always going to run into issues with games just not running right. This is a fact. Not asking you, I'm telling you. This is a fact. Every single game that you play on your super high-end PC will not run at 100% peak performance to your liking. So again, it comes down to you. The choice is yours. When the 5090 gets announced and come out, you don't want to listen, that's fine. When the 5090 comes out, when the 5080 comes out, they're going to be more powerful than the 4080 and the 4090. Is every single thing on a 5090 and a 5080 is going to run peak performance on every game? No, it's not. GTA 6 is going to be a game that's going to bring these PCs to their knees. So again, I'm because I see these comments and it's like you guys don't understand the differences, bro. Like, keep the $500 console. Keep it. Keep your $500 console, bro. Keep your Series X. Keep your PS5. Because you know what? At the end of the day, even with PlayStation 6, even Microsoft has already said it, that the AI is going to be a big part of their next console. You honestly think that the next Xbox is going to run everything flawlessly? Think again. You honestly think the PlayStation 6 is going to run everything flawlessly? Think again. And guess what? You're going to be spending even more money for those consoles. What's the narrative going to be then? What's the narrative going to be then? Because it's so funny to me how most of you dudes sit here and act like you don't have options. You have options. And if PC is your end all, then go to PC and play over there. But I can almost guarantee you, you're not going to get every single thing the way you want it. That's why consoles exist. And from a console perspective, a lot of these older games that I've played and finished, and they're even running even better than how they were running on the base bit, that makes me understand that, man, this console have potential. The console, and some of y'all acting like the console have been out for a year, 2 years, 3. Calm down. Console ain't even so funny to me, bro. So it's like I'm wasting my time here. The console ain't even out. It ain't even out yet. Worldwide, it ain't even out. Some people don't have their pros yet, right? Developers are still trying to figure out. Stuff can get patched, get even more improved performance. Bro, we're not even a year through the gate yet. And you guys are already saying what you're saying. Like, it's crazy. You can't make everybody happy. This is why I said that you guys have to find your lane, stay in your lane, and be happy in your lane. And that simply means, hey, buy what you're going to buy, play what you're going to play. Because the truth is, tomorrow, a lot of people are not going to buy the Pro. And Sony knows this. If they can get at least 15 to 20% of you guys buying the Pro, that's enough for them. Because they can say, yeah, we're the only one on the market that's offering a super high-end console that's not going to be for everybody. It's a reason why they priced it the way how they priced it. For a reason. It ain't for you. So if you sitting there complaining about $700, because all I see is the $700, even if this console was $600, you still would be complaining. You will never be satisfied and happy. You're going to spend $1,800 on that 5090 come January. And you're probably not going to be happy. Once the dust settles and all these super high-end games, you think this is a game. Once you get to Unreal Engine 6, it's only going to get worse. And then you're going to look back at your $5,000-$6,000 5090 rig and be like, the heck is this? That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. So don't listen to anybody telling you no rah-rah. Because at the end of the day, it comes down to the developer. Do I think that the PS5 Pro have huge potential when it comes to a lot of these games? Heck yeah. If developers can cook, optimize their games, stop being friggin' lazy like they were this generation, then we can get better friggin' results. You guys don't understand that these are developers too. It's the developers. Some of these developers are some of the worst that I've seen in all the years of me gaming. The freaking worst. The worst. Because they're oh, you know what? We're going to lock this game at 30. Not even giving the gamer a choice to say, you know what? We'll play at 30. We'll play at 60 if we want. We'll play 120 with VRR, 120 hertz with VRR, whatever the case may be. No. Some of these games, we don't get options as gamers. Now you have a console that's helping to mitigate that issue, where you're going to get a bit more performance or a bit more stability. Yes, if it's too expensive for you, wait for a sale. I guarantee you that price ain't coming down because Sony ain't got no competition in the mid-generation refresh market. So that price ain't going down. Look how long it took the PS5, the base PS5, to go down in price. And how much did it go down in price? What, $50? Is that a whole lot of money? No, it's not, but it's still something for you to save. Maybe the highest I've seen, $70. So sit there and wait. Sit there. You're going to be waiting a long time before this thing comes. The only way I see the PS5 Pro dropping in price, let's wait on that. Let's see here. PlayStation 6. When PlayStation 6 comes and start getting announced, you guys already know the new kid on the block always get all the praises, right? So I'm just trying to get y'all to understand, like, if you're looking at all this analysis and you are just like not impressed, that's cool. That's okay. Because whatever your setup is right now, it's sufficient for you to say that this is not okay. And it's okay to say it's not okay. But for the majority of people who are going to buy this console, they already know what they're getting themselves into. Period. End of story. And I just can't wait to see the first. Bro, we haven't seen. I'm laughing right now because, you know, some of y'all don't even know what's behind the scenes right now. I don't even know what's behind the scenes right now. You see what I'm saying? We don't know what's behind the scenes right now. Right?
Xbox is at 28 mil console sold at a loss, so why making another Xbox when the sales of it not even gone cover the cost of making it?
Listen, man. Thank you, Michael, for the donation. Listen, bro. Listen. We already know, man. Microsoft don't care. 28 million, they don't care. They don't care. Okay? Microsoft stopped caring a long time ago. They gave up since the Xbox One. They don't care. And this is why Sony is doing what they're doing. Sony is like, we don't have any competition in the console space. So we can price whatever we can charge whatever we want to charge. We're going to put a price tag on a console, whatever we want to do. And people are going to buy it. People are just not going to buy it. Period. End of story. And Microsoft can afford to do what they do. They can afford to stay in the market and not sell as much as Sony. That's Microsoft. Microsoft can do that. Sony cannot do that. This is why Sony is in a position that they have been in for years, because they rely on their softwares to sell the console, the exclusive games, which nowadays exclusivity is out the window, but you guys get my point of what I'm saying. So again, the Series X, listen to me, listen. Pay attention to what I'm saying. It's the same thing all over again. The Series X was more powerful. Are y'all remembering this? Do I have to take a trip down memory lane? The Series X was the most powerful console on the planet. And it could not beat the PS5 on every single game. Come on, you know this. Why are you acting like you don't know this? You know this. You know this to be true. Microsoft did not unlock the fullest potential. They did not unlock the beast that is the Series X. That console has so much more potential. PS5 Pro is more powerful than it. But at the same time, the differences between Sony and Microsoft is that Sony is going to utilize that Pro. You ain't seeing nothing yet. Wait until you see them first party games. This is why I say some of y'all are just, I don't know. But the choice is yours. You have not seen the first party games yet. They already look amazing on the base PS5. Now, these Sony developers have even more powerful hardware to work with, especially with these newly developed games that are developed with PS5 Pro in mind. We ain't talking about these old games from 2 years ago that has already been developed with DSR or whatever upscaling tech that they have built into them. We ain't talking about that's just acting erratically and all this with the frame rate and everything. Come on, you know this. You know every single old game ain't gonna run perfectly, right? And even on Series X, come on, you know this.
Which Unreal 5 game runs better on the base PS5 than the Series 10?
Which Unreal Engine 5 game runs better on the base PS5 than the Series? You see that right there? You see that right there? You see that question right there? You see that question right there? Which Unreal Engine 5 game? You already knew it was coming. Okay. So now we talking about Unreal Engine 5 game. Okay, buddy. There are so many variables to this conversation right now. So many. If you look at Unreal Engine 5 games that are running on base PS5 and PS5 Pro, base PS5 and Series X, the differences are marginal. Like, there's not, okay, just take for instance Space Marine. Is Space Marine 2 a huge difference running on Series X than PS5? No, it's not. So with that idea said, being that Series X is not being fully utilized, there's your answer, bro. The answer is, if there is a difference, it's not a huge difference. It might be a couple more frames, couple more shaders here and there, right? But it's not a huge difference to the point where you're like, oh my God, PS5 is getting destroyed. No, it's not. It's not. It is not. Because both PS5 and Series X is suffering the same fate right now with third-party games. Period. You guys know that. You know this. A lot of these games that are Unreal Engine 5 are struggling to run on these consoles. You know this. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, this game on Series X is 5 more frames, or this game on the Series X is a bit more stable than the base PS5. Oh, look at the mesh shaders. The mesh shaders are better. Oh, look, the lighting is a little bit better on the Series X. Okay, that's a W for Series X, but is it a huge difference? Is it a huge difference? No, it's not. There are some cases where the PS5 edges out the Series X. You know this. And the Series X is so powerful, the almighty Series X, right? But yet still not being fully utilized. Yet still, third-party games are locked at 30 frames. We already know how Unreal Engine 5 is. Poorly optimized. Look at Wukong. You honestly think that Wukong is going to just supposedly run so much better on Series X? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen with it? But I can almost guarantee you it ain't going to be a huge difference. I can almost guarantee it ain't going to be a huge difference. Come on, guys. Come on, man. So at the end of the day, you have a decision to make. You have so many options now. Are you going to go with the Pro? Go with the Pro. Are you going to go with the base PS? Go with the base PS5. Are you going to go with the Series X? Go with the Series X. Something for everybody to play. Again, the language that I'm speaking right now is not for everyone. It's not for everyone. A lot of you dudes are not going to care about what I'm saying right now. You don't care about more frame rate. You don't care about higher frame rate. You know what I mean? Or higher resolution or ray tracing. You don't care about those things. And that's what I have to understand is a lot of people, they're okay with 30 frames. I'm not okay with that, bro. This is 2024. I'm not okay with 30 frames. Now, if it has ray tracing or something like that, like let's say for instance, there is ray tracing involved, I understand why it's 30, because ray tracing is a very demanding piece of technology that bugs down any hardware. It don't have anything to do with PS5 Pro. It just has to do with the technology. Until we get to that point where ray tracing does not affect performance a lot. You understand what I'm telling you? And the Series X is living proof. The Series X is living proof that, hey, you see what I'm saying? Like that hey, the Series X is living proof that, hey, this is the way it is. This is the way it is. So again, that's just what it boils down to. That's what it boils down to. You have a decision to make tomorrow. And that decision is, are you going to buy the Pro or not? So only you can make that decision. I asked you guys, I said, are you still sold on the PS5 Pro? 63% of you guys said yes. 37% of you guys said no. So the question is, are you sold on the Pro? Are you sold on the Pro? If you're not, that's okay. Wait until the PlayStation 6. That's it. Simple. Oh, wait, sorry. Let me transfer this back over here. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. I need to minimize a lot of these. So let me minimize that. Pull this up. Bam. All right, let's take a look back at this real quickly here so we can wrap things up. But yeah, man, like I said, you have a decision to make, man. And whatever you guys want to do, it's entirely up to you.
Resolution system. So it's kind of like there are some positives here.
Hold on. Let me fix that for you guys. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Let me fix that. See what I tell you about PCs, bro? It's always some kind of issue. Always some kind of, I just had everything working and then here we go. Right? This is why I tell you about PC. PC is not perfect. PC got a lot of issues and will continue to have more issues. Yeah, it's just PCs. That's the way they work. All right. So there we go. Let me set that back for you guys. Put myself back in frame and yeah.
Positives with the boost potentially, and it does apply, by the way, to all games. There's no way to turn it off. It's just always using the whole GPU. That's important to note. There's no like PS4 Pro style game enhancement might break your games. In this case, they're just applying it to all games, it seems like. I think that even though it isn't like a gigantic improvement in some titles, because of dynamic res, because of VRR and lots of titles with unlocked modes, because of the occasional odd title like Metaphor Fantasio that's just like running in a slightly messed up manner, I think that there are probably a lot of examples here, and we're probably just scratching the surface a little bit of what can be done with this. But yeah, I think there are a lot of games probably that will get decent enhancements from Game Boost, and that will really help people with like big libraries play older titles.
Yeah.
That especially they might have VRR modes. You know, those unlocked VRR modes in lots of games. They don't run so well necessarily on base PS5. Maybe they'll run quite a bit better on PS5 Pro.
I have a few more to chime in as well here, very briefly. Silent Hill 2 benefits that may receive a patch. Actually, I'm not sure, but that essentially eliminates the stuttering issues that I noticed. It smooths out both performance and quality mode. So performance mode is now mostly 60 with a couple of little dips here and there, but VRR smooths that out, but it's very close. The 30 FPS mode on base PS4 actually had a lot of slowdown, which was extremely shocking. Anytime you would be attacked by certain enemies, and that is also eliminated, as well as the running around stutters.
That is crazy. Are y'all paying attention? Y'all not listening. Y'all not listening to what this man's saying. This man is talking about Silent Hill 2, which was a stuttery mess on the base PS5 and on PC. Are y'all paying attention to what he's saying? Oh, man. Oh, my God. This console is almost, taking away those issues with, man. Let me run it back.
I have a few more to chime in as well here, very briefly. Silent Hill 2 benefits that may receive a patch. Actually, I'm not sure, but that essentially eliminates the stuttering issues that I noticed. It smooths out both performance and quality mode. So performance mode is now mostly 60 with a couple of little dips here and there, but VRR smooths that out, but it's very close. The 30 FPS mode on base PS4 actually had a lot of slowdown, which was extremely shocking. Anytime you would be attacked by certain enemies, and that is also eliminated, as well as the running around stutters that it suffered from. It's just a lot more consistent. Silent Hill, the short message, that little hexadrive free Silent Hill experience, also fixed now, runs at 60 FPS properly, whereas before it was extremely unstable.
Wow.
So that's a huge improvement.
Wow.
There. Suicide Squad, I randomly tested, and I didn't spend too much time with it, but it seemed to, those sort of skips and stutters and dips that I saw in the city have largely been cleaned up.
Wow.
But maybe they're also cleaned up in the base system, but it definitely felt better in my experience.
Wow.
Then there's 3 others to quickly mention. Ghostwire Tokyo. It gets much closer, but not locked to by any means.
Yeah. Ross, yeah, bro. The RX 6800, a $300 3-year card runs better. Okay, let me say this to you. Hold on. This is man. Oh, this is funny to me. Do you wanna, bro? We fixing to be in 8000 series with AMD right now. Are you seriously telling me that you would rather buy a 3-year-old card right now in 2024? Would you rather buy a 3-year-old card just to get better performance than what the Pro is offering you? Let me ask you guys that right now. Because if that's the answer, then you shouldn't be waiting on the Pro to do that. You should have already done that already. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of, I saw that comment and I was like, okay, a $300 3-year-old card is already doing better. Okay, well, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Do you want a PC or do you want a console? Do you want a PC or do you want a console? What do you want? What do you want? Do you want a PC or do you want a console? I'm asking y'all a question. Do you want a PC or a console? Wait a minute. Hold on. So, wait. Where's the new PS5 games? Where's the new PS5 Pro games at? Okay, where's the new games at on PC? Where's the new games at? Where's the new PC games at? Where is the new PC games at? Yeah, I don't have time.
120 hertz output, so you can play that game in 120 hertz mode, and it actually allows the frame rate to be uncapped. And in the quality mode now, you're getting mostly north of 60.
Yeah, hold on. Spider-Man, now y'all want to talk. Spider-Man 2 coming. Let's see. Spider-Man is coming 15 months later. That's lovely. I buy and play on consoles for a reason. I want to be able to have that choice to play day and date. When it comes to Sony, Sony is different from Microsoft. Yes, Sony seems like they're going that route eventually. It's the inevitable. That's just the way it is. But 15 months later, you honestly think I'm going to sit here and go pay $300 for a 6800 XT card and then sit here and wait for 15 months for an exclusive game to come? No, sir. No, thank you. This is why I say to you guys that there is a market for everything. There's a market for consoles and there's a market for PC. So you trying to justify spending $300 on a graphics card? What does that mean for you? What does that mean for everybody else? It simply means that, well, you have an ultimatum. What are you going to do? Are you going to go build a 6800? You should have already done that. Why are you waiting on the Pro to do that? You should have already done that already. You should have already, you should have already put all your investments and all in your egg into the PC from day one. Why are you waiting on the Pro to sit here and go buy a $300 GPU to outdo the Pro? Oh man,
it is north of 100, I believe, so it is noticeably smoother.
Your PC alone. Well, you know what? Let's stop this. You know what? Let's get into Q&A right now because y'all have already seen all of this stuff already. So yeah, let's not kid ourselves here. All right, let's not kid ourselves here at all. Let's move on. Let's move on now. Let's get into the Q&A because y'all want to talk. Now y'all want to talk. And I'm paying attention to the chat. Okay. So your PC cost. Let's take a look. Let me do a pixel refresh on this. Let's do a pixel refresh on my monitor. Screen protection, pixel cleaning. Yes. Let's do a pixel refresh on my monitor. Okay. Your PC cost $5,000. $5,000. Wow. $5,000. Okay. That's a $5,000 PC. And at the same time, that is unreachable for a lot of people. That is unreachable for a lot of people. $5,000 PC. And you have all consoles, by the way, too. Okay. So you're one of those high-end gamers that have everything. And that's completely fine. And you can look at that $5,000 PC, and if you're getting your money's worth out of it, then I'm happy for you. You see what I'm saying? And at the same time, you can look at the PS5 Pro and you can say, well, it's not worth it. And that's completely fine. Just like how some people are going to look at a $5,000 PC and say, ain't worth it. Too much money. It's the same thing. It's the same. Just like how some people are looking at PS5 Pro and be like, too much money for that console. Same thing with a $5,000 PC. For some people, it's just like, why do I need to spend $5,000? You don't have to. You can spend way less than that and game comfortably. But it really boils down to, what do you want? Do you want a PC or do you want a console? Xbox is king. I don't have to build a $5,000 PC. I don't have to. That's the thing. I don't have to. I have a $2,800 before taxes PC. $2,800 before taxes. So I don't have to buy a $5,000 PC. I don't have to. But to each their own. He says with $5K, I could buy the Pro and the LG G4 65-inch. Hey, man. To each their own, bro. To each their own. I knew this was going to happen. This was the same conversation we were having when the PS4 Pro came out. I knew this was going to happen. You see what I'm saying? I knew it was going to happen. But like I said, if you got a $5,000 PC, that's awesome. I mean, that's out of reach for a lot of people. A lot of people can't afford a $5,000 PC. So therefore, they have to buy whatever they can afford. And console gaming, while it's getting more and more expensive, you have so many choices right now. You don't have to buy the Pro. All you have to do, go out there, Black Friday is coming up, go get you a base PS5. Go get you a Series X and be happy. Those consoles will take care of you. You're going to be just fine. Xbox, you're going to be fine. You sign up for what you sign up for. Period. End of story. See what I'm saying? You go into PC, you know what you're signing up for. Right? So, hey, to each their own. To each their own. Say a 4090 and a 7800 X3D is going for under $3,000 these days. Why do you keep throwing out $5,000? That's a full two. No, because Brian said he had a $5,000 PC. Tarnish. If you're paying attention, Brian said he got a $5,000 PC. That's what he said. So if y'all want to go build PCs, go ahead. Be my guest. But all I know is tomorrow is going to be the day, man. As a console gamer, as somebody who has been gaming on consoles since the very beginning, I'm excited to see what the PS5 Pro is going to be able to do. Everybody have their own opinion. I got my own opinion. If you don't want the Pro, don't buy the Pro. If you want to go build a PC, go build a PC. That's completely fine. So there you go. You want to go buy a Series X? Go buy a Series X. You know, there's different colors of Series X's out now. I mean, you can play on GeForce Now. You don't have to buy the Pro. If the Pro is not for you, if I come on here tomorrow and I show you guys side-by-side comparisons between PS5 Pro and the base PS5, and you guys are still not sold, that's okay. That's okay. You said, bro, with $5,000, I can buy the Pro, new TV, DualSense Edge, couple games, and new headphones. Yeah, but hey, some people got it like that, bro. Brian got it like that. So bless that man, bro. If you can spend $5,000 on a PC, hey, I did it 3 years ago. Almost 4 years ago on my older PC on a 3090. You know what I mean? And now that PC is sitting right over there. That PC is standing right over there at the door now. Yeah, so there you go. It says, do the math. G4 plus the Pro plus a couple of games. Hey, there you go. Yes, get the likes up. Get the likes up. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. Yes, sir. Room says, yo, Marlon, what's up? What game are you testing first? Testing all these games, bruh. All these games, bruh. I'm glad you asked. I'm going to be installing these 3. I have about 18 games that I'm going to be testing, hopefully tomorrow. We'll see if we can get through all 18 of them. I mean, we'll see. I'll try to do the best that I can. There are games right now that are still installing right now as we speak on the base PS5. for getting ready for the Pro. So Alan Wake 2 will be probably the first game to try out. And then Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, then the Last of Us games, Hogwarts. I need to get everything installed. I need to get prepared today, and finish my preparation, finish the setup on how everything is. So you guys will be along for the ride, man. You guys will be along for the ride tomorrow. Make sure you guys hit the like button for me. Hit the share button. Let's get the likes up. Let's see if we can get over 400 likes. Appreciate y'all. Any more questions? Yes, I'll be picking it up. So The Last of Us will be on Xbox next year. Okay. So Marlon, do you have a Pro? Nope, don't have the Pro. If I had the Pro, I would have already made content on it. I have an SSD, yes, 2 terabyte. He says we play games on Pro. Oh Lord, I'm done. I gotta time this one out because of how YouTube is, bro. I gotta time this one out, bro. I'm done. I can't. I'm so done, bro. All right, Space Marine 2 I will play on the Pro. Tomorrow, Xbox will tuck away. Oh, Lord. He says, you saw the Pro breakdown by parts. Yes, I've seen it. I've seen numerous videos on it. Nicholas, what's up? Says, Marlon, I went to GameStop yesterday to pre-order the PS5 Pro because Amazon told me I will get it next Friday. What? Didn't want to wait that long. Hey, next Friday. See, this is why it makes me not want to pre-order anything through Amazon, bro. Like that's ridiculously crazy. Says can't wait to play Black Myth on PS5 Pro tomorrow. Yeah, there's no official patch for it, but there's a slight increase, which I will be testing for myself tomorrow. He says, I'm ready to play Last of Us Part 2 tomorrow on the Pro. Hey, Jez, hey. He said Digital Foundry Pro running at 53 on Final Fantasy. Which Final Fantasy? You're talking about Final Fantasy 16? Or you're talking about Final Fantasy 7? I think they said Final Fantasy Rebirth runs better or is the best, performant on the Pro. He says, good things come for the ones that are patient. There you go. Yeah, 16. We already know 16. It's just, I've already said it, man. It's the engine. It's the way how the game was developed. That game was already running bad on the base PS5. So the Pro is literally doing a better job running this game. And that's good enough for me to replay it and finish it. Say, hey, Marlon, will you be getting the 9800X 3D tomorrow? No, sir. Don't have that kind of money. It says, have you seen the ray tracing upgrade on Spider-Man? Oh, yes, I've seen it. Looks amazing. I know some people, I don't even want to show that stuff off because people don't care about stuff like that, bro. But yes, I've seen it, Benny. I've seen it. It says, can't wait for the PS5 Pro to play everything. Yeah. I have so many games to test.
These dudes are fake. Lol, I'm not a Xbox fan, so I don't own one, but y'all have a PS5 at home but talking crap about PlayStation #hashtag fake.
Hey man, hey, let them talk. Let them say whatever they have to say. At the end of the day, bro, when the lights go down and we're all at home, we game how we see fit. We all have options. That's the beautiful thing about what we do as gamers is that we game how we see fit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like we do our thing how we see fit. So at the end of the day, bro, it don't matter, bro. It does not matter. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody got their Pro early. Wait, is this a follower of the channel? Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. We got a follower, Yeezy dude. Yo, enjoy, bro. Awesome, bro. Awesome, man. I'm happy you got your Pro. Wow. 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 That is awesome. That is awesome. My man Yeezy got his Pro. That is so cool, man. That is so cool, bro. He got his Pro, man. Congratulations, bro. Congratulations. Man got his Pro early. It seemed like it's... Wow. Hey, man. Awesome. Awesome, man. I'm happy that he got his Pro. He said PSSR designed to improve as we use it. Yeah, for sure. It says, what am I crying about, bro? It says throwing in another $1,000 out the window to buy a system with no games I care about. That's what I'm saying. Listen, if you already are at that line where you feel like it's a waste of money, just don't buy it. Simple as that. You already said what you said, bro. Just don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Same thing with the PS4 Pro. A lot of people have it to say, oh, PS4 Pro is a waste of money. Just don't buy it. That's it. Don't even try to egg the conversation on. Just don't buy it. Max says, all that work you put in selling the Pro to your fan base and Sony didn't send you one. That's crazy. L on Sony, shaking my head. You know, listen, man. When I've learned a lesson, bro, in life where you're not going to get everything that you want, right? And these companies, what they do is they pick and choose who they send stuff to. Like, I get certain things. Some people don't get certain things. You see what I'm saying? So you got to give and take. Would it have been nice for us to get a Pro early so that we could, yeah, it would have been nice, but that didn't happen. And it is what it is. It's all good. On to the next one. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. You know, I'm not sitting here acting like I'm entitled to anything, because I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm not entitled to anything. Would have been nice? Yes. But it is what it is. That's not going to stop us from doing what we do best. It's all good. Magnum says, don't buy it and miss out. Hey, that's all right. Let him just don't buy it. That's cool. Don't have to buy it, bro. Don't have to buy it. Let's see here. Any more questions? Because I do have to get going. Hood Def, I will be leaving today to get your stuff out. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm trying to do now. So I'm gonna leave out here, go to UPS, and get your stuff sent off, my brother. Xbox happy with streaming. Hey, man, it's all good, man. But real quick before I go, I will be having a PS5 Pro tomorrow. Plans are I will be doing an unboxing. On video, I will show you guys how I'm installing the SSD, installing the drive tomorrow, right? On video. I will make sure all the games are on both consoles, ready to go. And then I will come back live and I'll unbox it again for you guys so y'all can see my, initial live impressions and stuff like that tomorrow. I'll have all the games ready to go, have all the games ready to be tested. I will also have a dedicated stream where I'm going to just be playing tons of games on the PS5 Pro on a bigger screen, standalone, no comparison, just standalone. But tomorrow we're planning on doing a lot of comparison between the base PS5 and the Pro. And that's it. We're just going to go in depth. I'll show you guys how to install the disk drive. For those of you who don't know how to install the disk drive, how to take off the plates, how to do all that stuff. So we'll be doing that. I
have to show some support after all that crap I was saying, lol.
Oh, nah, Brian. You good, bro. You good, bro. You good. Listen, bro, you are good. You are good, Brian. You are good, man. Listen, man, it's all love, bro. It's all love. Like I said, man, I appreciate everything that you do for the channel. Thank you for the $20, man. That's the biggest donation that we have gotten today. So I appreciate you, my brother. Yeah, it's all good, man. You know what I mean?
Enjoy the baby PS5. Getting that big BRO Pro LOL.
Yeah. 100%, Brian. 100%, man. Listen, what time tomorrow? It probably will be around noon or around that time. Probably around noon. And then we'll probably be live for a long time. So make sure you clear your schedules. I will be live tomorrow. And I will have the games set up. It's going to be a beautiful setup. I'm going to have everything set up side by side. I'm going to have everything labeled. So you will know what the Pro is and what the base PS5 is. And we'll have frame rates up so you guys can see how many frames, how things look. And then, we'll have this Saturday, I'll have a dedicated stream specifically for PS5 Pro on a much more larger scale, so you guys can see how these games are looking, how these games are performing. If there's any requests for more games to be tested, just let me know. But roughly so far, every game that I own possibly will be tested on the Pro. I have to go on ahead to and install some PS4 games tonight, just so that I can kind of test out the enhancement toggle. I think Oliver said that it's already on by default, so we'll test that out tomorrow for you guys, and we'll see what's up and everything. So yeah, man, I got you guys 100% covered, man. So thank you guys so much for y'all love, for y'all support, man. And yeah, tomorrow we are less than 24 hours now from the PS5 Pro. I will be getting up early in the morning, going straight to Best Buy, get my Pro, come back, unbox it for you guys. And yeah, we're going to do our video first, and then we will do the initial setup, install the SSD, install the disk drive, and then we'll go back live, give you guys my impressions of it, what I think of it, and then we'll do our side-by-side comparisons. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So love you guys, man. Be blessed, be easy. And like the great Edica would say, please have yourself a wonderful one, man. I love you guys, man. Thank y'all so much for being here and for making this place a premier place where you get all your news and your reviews and so forth. Peace, guys. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow, man. It's going down. Peace.